Masters week from my living room. Not really, it's from my office. I don't even have a TV in here, believe it or not.
Sure you don't, Brent.
I don't. The TV's like on the other side of this wall. I don't watch a lot of TV, believe it or not. Like, I really don't at home. I hardly ever watch TV. And I don't have, like, every TV in every room of the house. But now I'm like, what am I doing here? How did I figure this out that I'm going to be at home? I got the Masters flag behind me. I've now worn 4 different Masters outfits, which means I spend way too much money at the Masters over the years when I go. I thought about ordering. Did you see, like, Fanatics? It's going to be a shameless plug for Fanatics. But did you see they are actually, like, you could order, and I don't even know if you can still do it. You might have to do it by, like, yesterday, the day before. But you could get, like, a Masters party for 10 or 12. And so, like, if we were all in studio, I thought about doing it for tomorrow. But you'd get, like, a pound of pimento cheese, a pound of egg salad. They'll give you, like, 20 cups that say the Masters on them for your beverages. They'll have Masters chips. I forget what else was in, like, the caramel popcorn that they have there as well. So basically the concession food that they would ship to you, it costs like $150. But if you were having a Masters party because people can't go, it's actually a cool concept. I don't know if I'd spend $150 on it or not, but it was a pretty cool concept if you were doing a little Masters party here this weekend.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of mad that you told me about this now because we're not doing it. Like, I just wish you would have put this underneath the rug and not told me about it. Because now I'm upset that we're not doing this.
Yeah, I know. I was working from home, so now I can't really do it. I'm not going to send it to you guys just so you have. I mean, 3 of us have it. It's for 10 or 12 people.
I mean, hey, but keep in mind who you're dealing with here. I can make up about 4 people off the bat, so we're all good there.
That's true. Here's your Masters leaderboard. Paul Casey, what a round, 7 under. Webb Simpson, our buddy Paul Tesori on the bag, of course, 5 under par. And then the bunch of folks at 4 under, Hideki Matsuyama, Louis Oosthuizen, Xander Schauffele, your guy, Lee Westwood,
there he is.
The pimento-getting sandwich guy.
There he is.
And Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods, he is stunning me. I did not – listen, I'm a big Tiger guy. But I did not anticipate Tiger Woods playing that well. He has not played well in 2020 when he's played. And this just shows you, like Freddie Couples, he might still be on the leaderboard when I don't even know if he's teed off yet, but every year he's on the leaderboard. Doesn't matter if he's 42-year-old Freddie Couples, 28-year-old Freddie Couples, 58-year-old Freddie Couples. He always is on the leaderboard, it feels like. Some guys just play well at Augusta, especially the more you play it. Well, Tiger, we might be getting into that stage of his career. He's 4 under par through 15 holes. He's played beautiful golf today. He's rolled it just brilliantly, which putting has been awful for him. He's actually missed a couple that maybe were makeable, but everybody does that. I mean, Tiger Woods is playing really good golf, and this might be the way it is. You know, he's 44, going to be 45 in December, and Tiger might always play well at Augusta, November, April, whatever else. This is why he still has a chance to win majors, because I think he'll contend at the Masters for years to come. I'm not saying he's going to win it this year. I'm not even going to say he's going to keep up with these guys who are shooting low rounds. But he's playing good golf in a year where he really hasn't played good golf.
Without a doubt. I mean, so my question to you is, listen, Tiger's obviously playing very well right now, and he's going to be towards the top of the leaderboard. How much stake can you put after one day? Like, how much can you say, all right, this guy's looking good so far day one, expect to see him in the top 3 by the time it's all said and done? Like, do you have to be careful to kind of put all your eggs into one basket after one day, or is what you're seeing day one kind of, I guess, and I get it can go both ways, right? But it's kind of what you're seeing day one this year, what you expect to see the entire week?
Well, Tiger has not been super consistent. So he's been okay in round ones this year and then fallen off, hasn't been able to go back-to-back. So the inconsistencies of his swing is why he hasn't really done so great this year. And really more so, I think, of his putting. His putting's either on or off, and that varies from Thursday to Friday to Saturday to Sunday. So to answer your question, I think it might not mean anything, but I do think this is an important note, and I'm going to try to find it now that you asked it. I'm going to say it without knowing the exact stat, but I believe the number is he's only been under 70 one time at Augusta in the opening round. One time. And you know he's got 5 green jackets. Now, hold on. Let me look at this. I just found it. Looks to break 70 in the first round for just the second time in his Masters career. Gosh, I got it right. I'm amazed by myself sometimes. Hey, that's just think about that. Think about how good Tiger Woods has been at the Masters. Because to go along with his, 5 green jackets, he's got a couple of seconds and thirds and fourths and all these top tens. So he's money at the Masters. Yet he's only broken 70, which is 3 under par or better, after the first 18 holes one other time, Austin.
Interesting.
So to think about that right now, he's on pace. Now he's got to finish off the round. But he's on pace to shoot 68 or better. So if he does that, well, he's actually got off to a better start than he usually does at Augusta National.
Well, it shows you right now, hey, Augusta National, let's go ahead and turn up the hard settings a little bit harder, right? Let's go ahead and put up the difficulty settings a little bit right now. You got guys shooting -7 out here in Paul Casey. Let's go ahead and up the degree of difficulty a little bit.
I like it. By the way, I saw Tiger Tracker. You've been following Tiger Tracker. Have you followed him yet?
Can't say I have, Brent. Can't say I have.
Well, look at this tweet from him. Pretty electric group out following Tiger as we come up the last hole. Or came up the last hole there. Peyton Manning, Roger Goodell, and Rob Manfred. Goodell may or may not be smoking a stogie, he says. Membership has its privileges. So Goodell, which we did, I've seen him there before.
Okay.
He is a member at Augusta. With Peyton Manning and Rob Manfred. Now, I don't know if Manning is a member at Augusta or not. I'm not sure.
So how does it work for the spectators then? Is it like
there are none.
So just the members can get in?
Just the members, yeah.
Just
so
the members.
and maybe they can bring a guest or two. I mean,
okay.
Listen, you think Roger Goodell? Now, at that club, not everybody can do whatever they want, but Roger Goodell could probably do almost whatever he wants.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, he has the money. I'll be honest. He's not allowed in ESPN's 690 studios, so if that means anything. No, I'm kidding. Probably not, though. But how many members do you think are at Augusta?
Boy, I forget that amount of number.
Go and ballpark it for us.
I may be way off here, and I probably should know this. I'm going to say there's between 300 and 500 members at Augusta.
It's pretty exclusive.
That's worldwide, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I'll have to check that.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, I don't even know if we know. Like Augusta, you don't know stuff. Like you have no idea how much it costs. Nobody, they never release that information. Most people don't. You're not allowed to talk about membership at Augusta. You really aren't. So. I don't know if we know that answer, but I feel like it's between 300 and 500 people. I may be way off.
Okay.
I think I'm more confident about my Tiger stat I gave you a little bit ago.
Fair enough.
Let's just say that. So, anyway, that's the leaderboard. We'll keep you up to date. We're not going to talk 3 hours of the Masters. You know I could, but we're not going to. And but we'll keep you up to date because right on the other side of this wall that I'm here against is Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods hopefully making another birdie or two. But guys are playing well because, listen, they had some rain, and it's soft, and so it's very the greens have slowed a little bit, and it's receptible to shots. Now, for the shorter hitters, it makes it a very long course. But so many guys are so long off the tee now that group isn't big. There's not a lot of shorter hitters now on the PGA Tour. So if you can bombs away. Now, Bryson DeChambeau has had a heck of a roller coaster kind of round today. He is not putting on the show that a lot of people thought. Instead, it's Paul Casey, who is another guy that plays well here. Keep an eye on Paul Casey. He's now 7 under par, leading by 2 shots. And Webb Simpson, man, what a career he continues to have. Won the Players a few years back. He's been really consistent. And again, Paul Tesori, local caddy, on the bag for Webb Simpson. All right, well, let's talk a little bit on the football side of things and where we're at as we go into Colts-Titans tonight. Hey, we're not going to talk a ton about that game, but I do have this question for you. Do you feel like the Titans are way better? They're a little bit ahead in the standings.
Yeah.
But are you still on the Titans train of the team that started off 5-0? Because that's a train that got derailed for a couple of weeks in a row.
See, it's funny because I recall back when we made our predictions for the NFL season and who was going to win each division, I had the Titans winning it easily. But the reason why I had them winning it was because I figured more team than more than anybody, they would have their identity down. And that's obviously playing very sound and solid defense and then being able to run the ball. Now we're getting towards the back end of the season where Derrick Henry does some of his finest work. So I believe that they'll be able to run the ball, especially when the temperatures drop a little bit. But what I didn't foresee happening is really kind of a breakdown a little bit in their defense. This isn't the defense that we've seen the past couple of years. I'm not sure where they rank in team defense, but when I watch the scores, when I see the total amount of yardage given up, this isn't your traditional Tennessee Titans defense. So that does throw me off a little bit, I think, in terms of defenses right now. Obviously, the Colts are playing a lot better than the Titans are. But still give me Derrick Henry, still give me the time of possession, and still give me the Tennessee Titans. I still think they're definitely the favorites to win the division, but I'm not sure if I can foresee them going as far as they did last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good call because maybe they ran into something where they got so hot in the second half of last year and even the first part of this year, and now something's not clicking as well. That's what's going to be interesting in the last 8 weeks to me. And this is a great test tonight because I think the Colts are pretty good. Now, Phillip Rivers, it's still tough to figure out, right? I mean, it feels like it's more bad Phillip Rivers than good Phillip Rivers. Although, I don't know if their running game, man, has been as strong for the Colts as everybody anticipated it would be. Their defense has been dynamite. I mean, their defense was good last week, even though they lost to Baltimore. So, this is a fascinating matchup because if they stop Derrick Henry and you make Tannehill beat you, can Tannehill beat you without the complement of Derrick Henry? And I think you heard in the SportsCenter update, I think the Colts are giving up just like 86 yards a game or 83 yards a game against the run. So I think it's a fascinating matchup. You know how I feel. Like you took Tennessee. I have the Colts coming on strong in the second half of the year and winning and going to the Super Bowl. But I'm going to need Phillip Rivers to give me something more. I think the running game is still there. I just don't know if it's as good as I thought it was. The defense is better than I thought it was. And now I need Phillip Rivers to kind of start getting in a little bit of a groove. It's been 8 games. He doesn't even have to be, by the way, Patrick Mahomes or anybody like that. He just has to not be bad Phillip Rivers.
No, that's exactly right. And it kind of echoes the sentiments that were echoed last year a little bit when he was with the Chargers, right? I mean, obviously he had a rough season last year, playing for San Diego, but at the same time, or as it was in LA, it was LA last year, but at the same time, did a pretty dang good job against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But overall, if you analyze that Chargers roster last year, they have a lot better receiving threats than the Colts do right now. And Phillip Rivers struggled last year a little bit. I think the thought behind everything was, all right, Phillip Rivers is going to go to Indianapolis. He's going to have one of the best offensive lines in the entire NFL. He's going to have, one of the best running games in the entire NFL. And then the passing can be secondary, right? I mean, they're going to set up the passing with the run, and that's how it looked on paper. Well, you see now, the offensive line, it's good. I wouldn't call it even a top 5 really necessarily right now in the NFL. And then obviously you lose Marlon Mack game 1 against the Jaguars. You put in Jonathan Taylor, who's coming along. He's still a rookie, still coming along. And you have a receiving core who T.Y. Hilton's been in and out, right? He's kind of regressed a little bit this year on the back 9 of his career. Pittman's coming back now. The problem, I think, right now with the Indianapolis Colts, yes, they are playing great defense. Yes, their offensive line it's okay. I don't think it's as good as it was last year. But the main issue right now is who are the weapons? Right? Like if you have the Colts wide receivers right now in fantasy, you're pulling your hair out just because you don't know who's going to have the day. You don't know who's going to get 0 targets and who's going to get 5, 6, 7 targets. That they have a couple tight ends who they like to go to, but every once in a while, who are they going to the tight end? Are they going to go Doyle? You going Burton? They just have a lot of cooks right now, but not one main chef, I feel like, on that offense. And when you have the running game that's kind of up and down a little bit, that can be a recipe for disaster.
Do you think this game tonight goes a long way in obviously that clinch anything? It could really be good for Titans because they could extend the lead. But do you think this will give us an idea of which team is which for the second half run? I mean, we're at that point of the year, right? November football is different football. And so I feel like this is a big game tonight. I actually do, to see who I feel might contend with Baltimore, with Kansas City, with Buffalo. In the AFC South.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see it at
Pittsburgh, by the way, too. Sorry.
For sure. No, absolutely. I think we're definitely going to see it. At the same time, though, this could be a little bit of an outlier game because I say it like this. I still think the Tennessee Titans are going to win the division. They're taking on a Colts team right now, like you said, that only surrenders 83 yards per game. All right, that's good for third best right now in the NFL. So the Colts are fantastic at stopping the run. I think when we're talking about the playoffs, and we're in December and things like that, I think we're talking about teams that have to run the ball a little better and play in cold weather. That's what the Titans, I feel like, want to do. Tonight, we're going to have to see Ryan Tannehill try to go beat the Colts because I predict the Colts are going to come out and try to shut Henry down, which, to be fair, I think that they just might. So you're going to have a Ryan Tannehill game. So that's when A.J. Brown's got to step up a little bit. That's when Corey Davis has to step up a little bit. And we're really going to see if this Titans arsenal is for real on offense and what happens when Derrick Henry maybe doesn't have that 150-yard game.
Hey, did you see Dilla got his own hat from Dome Hats? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see
showing
that.
it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what's up with that?
What's up, man? He's got the scoops. He's the ice cream man.
But like I said the other day on the show, where's he been? Like, where was he on the Minshew thing?
Brent,
no details.
See,
where's Dilla been? Like,
Brent, you are so oblivious to what's going on here, man. I mean, you speak on it, you preach it, you echo it. I'm against you 24/7, but you should know what's going on right now. Everybody with this organization seems to be in tanking mode right now. Now, the players aren't in tanking mode, but I think even some of the people that cover them, talking to you right now, Brett Martineau, everyone's in tanking mode right now, and maybe Dilla's in tanking mode as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
yeah.
His hat. I mean, I've been asking Dome Hats for a logo forever.
Yep.
Where they been? I mean, my goodness.
Well, you got to start leaking some information. What's going on, man? Let's go.
That's funny. I just saw that. I just noticed it. I've been locked in on Tiger instead. Sorry.
Are you
Tiger instead of Dilla?
Are you going to get one?
Heck no, I'm not getting
one. Wow.
I'm not supporting Dilla like that.
All these flavors, Brenton, you got to be salty.
Yeah, I'm worried about my own brand.
I got you.
I'm not worried about his brand.
I got you.
You kidding me? No, if he sends me one, maybe we'll put it out there.
Okay, I got you.
I ain't buying it.
Does it kind of do you a little disservice the fact that he's not getting paid for what he does? He already has his own hat, and you don't have a hat yet.
Yeah,
a little jealousy,
I'm ticked off about
a little
it.
anger.
Absolutely,
I
all
sense
of the
that.
above.
I sense that.
Listen, I've talked to Whitaker before at Dome Hats. I've bought a lot of stuff from Dome Hats.
Yeah,
and he said, "Hey, I'll work on a logo for you." Something. And never did. Never has. And here we go. Dilla's got a scoop hat. Yeah, a little bothered by it.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Listen,
we all have an ego.
We all do. Now, me personally, I don't do my own hat because I never wear a hat, obviously, with my hair. But, yeah, man, like, hey, I hate to see you salty. I hate to see you bitter right now. But I can sense that coming across the airwaves in your house right now. So hopefully we can get you your own hat, your own logo. I mean, make it happen. Let's go, Dome Hats.
Well, listen, there's the thing. I mean, Dilla hasn't given us anything since, like, the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to play the game, play the game.
I mean, but
I feel like ever since we had him on, I feel like ever since we had him on the show, he hasn't done anything.
Oh, do you think he got too cocky?
I think so.
You got to get to his head a little bit.
Maybe he's still ticked off about the Twins or something.
No, here's the thing, though. I am too because I had them going to the World Series. You know how I feel about that.
I love Rocco Baldelli.
For sure. But here's the thing, though. What do you want him to report on? Like, what breaking thing did he miss?
What we said yesterday. I mean, maybe the Minshew thing. I mean, he let Schefter and Rappaport beat him. I mean, he let those guys beat him.
Yeah, but come on, man.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't know about that. Whatever. I mean, listen, like I said, when we're halfway through this season right now and you're out of playoff contention and Trevor Lawrence is sitting there and Justin Fields is sitting there, you tank, man. You do what you got to do. No, I'm not co-signing on that. You know how I feel about it, all right? But I'm just saying a lot of people share that opinion.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Hey, let's when we come back, I wanted to do this a bit yesterday. We did the youth thing, but you know who I don't talk? I'm going to give you a guess. Who do we not talk about enough on the Jags?
Ooh, Logan Cook.
Tom Coughlin would vouch for that.
Yes, sir. Who do we not talk about?
We're not trying to sell tickets this year, man.
Good point. Who do we not talk? Are we talking about offense or defense?
Offense.
Ah, man. I mean, we don't. For as good as he is, James Robinson.
Hey, we're on the same page today.
Yeah. Well, actually, I read the email, so I got you. Yeah.
I forgot.
I'll play along.
Finally read an email.
I'll play along.
Of all the times you finally read an email.
James Robinson?
Yes. It's only in the title of our show.
Yeah.
How good is he? Seriously, now we've got an 8-game sample on this guy. He was fun at first, but we've almost like pushed him in the rear view of like, okay, that guy's good now. We don't even talk about him. So how good is he? I want to get your thoughts on that from a long-term perspective because I feel like he's been just fantastic. In a down year, what a story James Robinson has been. He deserves more attention. Let's talk about him next on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. Pretty windy today as what's left of Ada moves across the area with some scattered showers and possibly a rumble of thunder diminishing by late afternoon with highs in the low 80s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
As the seasons change, there's one thing that never changes: the importance of clean drinking water. A Kinetico system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean, and that's also why our family has a Kinetico system from CGC Water. Yours can too. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener. Kinetico Premier softeners are non-electric and have twin tanks, making them super efficient, saving you money. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener. Financing available with approved credit. Just call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Kinetico dealer. We all know men tend to take their health for granted. Well, that has to change. Jacksonville Men's Health Coalition is hosting Man Up, a free virtual health summit this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Man Up is a collaboration with AARP to focus on improving men's health outcomes, featuring former NFL player and two-time Super Bowl champion Otis Anderson, Food Network celebrity Chef Amadeus, and comedian Jen Weeks. Free hepatitis C and HIV testing available. For more information, email healthyjacksmen@gmail.com.
Nurses take extraordinary care of us during what is often the most difficult and trying times in one's life. We often take for granted the service and sacrifice of these first responders. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. If you are a nurse and currently face investigation or complaint under the Florida Nurse Practice Act, you are not alone. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 904-600-4000 for a consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
The current coronavirus outbreak has caused difficulties for many of our area's small businesses. From losing customers to falling behind in payments, business owners need help. At SCORE, our highly trained counselors are here to help. In Jacksonville, SCORE provides services to almost 6,000 individuals annually. We are currently mentoring virtually and identifying possible financial assistance through the SBA and other resources. Visit jacksonville.score.org for links with more information.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. But if you can't catch it, or if you want to go back and listen again, check out the Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 podcast. Just search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Brent Martineau.
Never heard of what happened in Iowa yesterday, and I don't even know how to pronounce the name of it. Derecho.
Austin Lane.
Iowa State Cyclones. You should call them the derechos. You can shorten it up, call them the Chos. Why not, man? I'm into it.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. As a guy I have a lot of respect for. I was a big fan of growing up and huge fan of his game. A lot of the things that he does, no one else, really can do. He's a wizard with the football, in a lot of ways. And like I said, a lot of respect for him. We're really excited to get out there and get to play ball against him.
That is Jake Luton, quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he is up against Aaron Rodgers coming up this weekend. I know what you're laughing at.
You're getting dragged on Twitter.
Hey, do you think I would have tweeted what I tweeted if I didn't know that all was coming?
So here's the thing. I'm not watching the live feed, so I have no idea what you're wearing. I see Cap tweeting at you, so I had to go on YouTube and check out what you're rocking. Now, be honest, and I want complete honesty right now. Is that like an Old Navy polar fleece from 1998? Because my mom had that exact same one and that exact same color when she used to watch my middle school soccer games.
For what? The Packers colors?
Maybe, yeah.
I do look like Packers colors here today.
You do a little bit, man. A little bit.
No, this is the Masters gear for old white guys.
Ah, gotcha.
That takes place. I don't mind this as much as everybody else does, but that's okay.
Well, obviously you're wearing it, so.
I'm wearing it, yeah. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, of course you don't mind.
I got my Skechers on. Like Cap's some fashion designer. I mean, come on. Flat-billed hat, Cap.
Get him. Got him. Where it hurts. The flat bill.
All this because Dilla got a logo.
Yeah. And listen, man, usually I would have your back right now, but you know how I feel about those Skechers things. So
yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence right now with everybody.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody on my side.
Okay. Lone wolf it. I like it.
Wolf.
I like it.
That's a good bet, by the way, in a golf game. Now you're
okay. Yeah, that's what I figured.
I figure I could do a whole show on golf bets. Like, I was reading something today, and I don't even know what some of these – there are golf bets out there I didn't even know existed. But everybody's got so many games that they make up. And so on the golf course, it'd be kind of fun. I've played some before, and I'm like, what is this? Well, you got to explain the rules. And or sometimes they just call them different things.
Okay.
All right. Hey, James Robinson. This guy deserves more of our attention, doesn't he?
Without a doubt.
I mean, he's been so good. And I guess just the surprise. You know what I've been waiting for in the first half of the year? I've kind of been like, all right, when's this going to fall off a little bit? And when he had a little bit of a lull, I didn't really think that was him. I thought it was the fact they just didn't give him the ball.
Sure.
And in some cases, listen, teams started to stack a little bit and notice them, and so you plan for it. And like you always say, stop the run. And so they wanted to do that, and they did that. But I thought it was more the play calling holding him back, or how the game was dictated because the Jags got behind early. That may have slowed him up. I still go back to – what game was it? Oh, the Chargers game. And I still think that was the moment of the year for James Robinson. I don't know if he gets enough credit for this. He single-handedly brought the Jaguars back in the second quarter. They're down 16-0, I think, because they missed an extra point. And he rolled over that safety, man. I mean, he just – bam! I mean, if it wasn't James Robinson and if it was like Todd Gurley or name your Ezekiel Elliott, they would have been showing that clip for days.
Sure.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah, you're
I think
right.
Good Morning Football did give him an angry run shirt for that, which was good.
Yeah.
But that's how good of a run it was. But it changed the mentality. You know it. You see Maurice Jones-Drew do that when you're playing, and you get all jacked up, right? Even on the defensive side of the ball. And so I really thought that was such a good moment for him that I thought he turned that game. Not just that play, he had several runs in that second quarter, and the Jags got back in the game. It, woke him up.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a really hard thing to do for a rookie. I also think it's a very hard thing to do for an undrafted rookie free agent. And so what this guy has done and meant to this football team this year is tremendous. It's one of the great stories, probably the story of 2020 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The other part of this, and where I want to flip it to a little, is what does he mean to this organization and this football team going forward? Remainder of this year, but now as you look ahead into 21 and 22.
Yeah, hands down, James Robinson has been the biggest silver lining of obviously an abysmal season so far. It's interesting. I was looking at the offensive rookie of the year odds right now, And when I say they're doing just James Robinson a disservice, they're doing him a disservice. Obviously, you got Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. They're at 11 to 10, so you have to spend 11 to make 10. They're tied for first right now. Tua Tagovailoa is in second, 5-1 odds. Justin Jefferson is then third, 25-1. Chase Claypool, 33-1. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 33-1. And then below them, you got James Robinson, also at 33-1. So it's crazy right now that people are putting Chase, and I get it, Chase Claypool, he had those two monster games. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, he's done all right, let's be honest. First-round pick. They're bringing Le'Veon Bell. I think that James Robinson right now is definitely the unsung hero, at least of this offensive rookie class. Now, what does that mean? Not much, but I think he should get his just due because obviously it looks good for the Jaguars as well. Go ahead.
No, you go. Keep going.
Okay, but you asked the question, what does this mean for the Jaguars going forward now? Right? Because the whole position of the running back now, it's really changed even since the years that I played, right? Like back in the day, you had your traditional bell cows, right? You had your Bells. You had your Maurice Jones-Drews. You had your Todd Gurleys. You had these guys that they were the three-down back. Now, don't get me wrong. You still have some of those. You have Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara every once in a while. But for the most part now, the trend, at least where, teams are going to, if they don't have that bell cow, you can get like 3 or 4 guys you can plug and play, right? Because every one of those guys specializes in something. We know what James Robinson specializes in right now, and that's delivering punishment. If it's a third one, give James Robinson the ball. If you need short yardage, give James Robinson the ball. If you want to start out an opening drive and you want to run the ball, you give James Robinson the ball. I like where he's sitting right now. And dang well going forward that he's going to be the guy, toting that rock, if you will, in the backfield. The only question I want to see, and I brought this up before a little bit, how good can this guy be in the pass game? Because we've seen glimpses here. We've seen him score touchdowns off of this. I just wish that Jay Gruden would give him a little more sample size of how he is as a receiver. Now, I'm sure they know better than we do, obviously, because you see him in practice and things like that. But I think that if you can have James Robinson be great in the pass game, well, then the guy might be unstoppable, right? I mean, he's still going to be a heck of a player. Like Derrick Henry, not so good in the pass game. Doesn't have to be. Can run people over. James Robinson can be that guy as well. But I'm just saying, if you can make him dynamic and get him receiving the ball a little more, there's no telling what you could do with him, number one, but also this offense, number two.
Well, here's the deal, too, okay? So a couple of things there. I thought they did a better job early on of getting him the ball out of the backfield in some screen plays. Remember the hurdle play? But I think they have fallen off a little bit. I don't remember a screen now recently. Mm-hmm. We're back to no screens. Remember we were so excited about screens?
I know.
Now we're back to no screens.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a tough thing to do with Luton, the timing, That might be a little tricky. I know it's just one game. But I don't remember a screen pass now in the last few weeks. Maybe I missed one. But anyway, I would like to see a little bit more of that, too. I just want the ball in his hands some way or another. The other thing is, so he's got 580 rushing yards. He's 4.4 yards a carry. That dropped a little bit last week because he had 25 carries for 99 yards, but I thought they were a good 99 yards, even though his yards per attempt were a little bit down. 132 rushing attempts. He's 5 touchdowns. He's scoring in the passing game as well because he's got a couple of touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And he does have actually 27 receptions, man.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good amount. So his total yards are really good. Overall, what I am curious a little bit about with him, and if you look at the last few weeks, he's got 25 carries and 22 carries against the Chargers. Before that, it was 12, 13, 17, 11, 16, 16. And so my curiosity is, can he handle the load? Can he handle the 22 to 25? Because once you go from like 14 to 18 carries to 22 to 26 carries, that's different, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's a different guy. Now you're asking him to carry the mail and lead the way. And usually that also means you're probably going up against some stacked boxes, and people are going to try to stop that a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see if he's okay with that. He looks like he's got the durability to handle it. He likes to deliver the punishment. So all these things are good.
Yeah, no, I mean, all these things are great. Yeah, and listen, I'm not sure what his college numbers were like, how many times he was carrying per game. I assume it was a bunch. Yeah, I mean, I assume that that whole Illinois State Redbirds offense revolved around him. So I'm sure he's used to carrying the rock. Yeah, I think he's built for that. I think it's a guy where when you talk about going deeper in the game, the third and fourth quarters, he only gets stronger, right? And then that's what kind of reminds me about Derrick Henry a little bit. When he's delivering punishment, he lowers his shoulder. Yeah, that's cool in the first and second quarter. But when you're getting worn down, man, and fatigue starts to sink in a little bit, then you start making business decisions on Derrick Henry, right? And obviously James Robinson a little smaller than Derrick Henry, but I'm just saying the amount of reckless abandon that he runs with, the amount of ruthless aggression that James Robinson runs with, you love to see it, because it's kind of like a throwback a little bit. You don't really see that much these days with running backs. I even remember Maurice Jones-Drew talking about this all the time, where I remember like his second year, my second year in Jacksonville, and somehow I was in the conversation where it got brought up a little bit about, some backs, when they get towards the sideline, they're going to run out, right? Just because it saves them. And if you're running back, you have to know how to fall, right? There's like a proper way to get tackled. Like you don't want to overexert yourself because that's when a knee can get twisted, and that's when injuries are more likely to occur. And I remember just hearing Maurice Jones-Drew kind of break this down a little bit. And then at the end, he kind of summed it up by saying, yeah, that's great and everything, man, but I don't have long in this league. So you better believe I'm going to lower my shoulder and try to inflict punishment, try to get first downs because I'm trying to get a new paycheck. And if I go out of bounds way too many times, or if I, go down easily to an easy tackle because I'm trying to save myself, well, that does me no good. And that's what I get with James Robinson right now. Now, whether James Robinson can kind of sustain this type of play, and this type of physical punishment that he's dishing out, time will tell. But I'm just saying from the mental standpoint, and obviously that his teammates have rallied behind him a little bit, I like what he's doing there.
Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're trying to figure out how good James Robinson is. He's been so good, and one of the great stories, probably the best story of 2020. Can he continue to do this? Now, as you have somebody, let's just say there's a new regime in here, man, and 21 and 22, you look ahead. Is this a check the box on James Robinson and say, hey, we got our guy? Or do you go stack up the backfield a little bit more? Zigbo just hasn't. I'm telling you, they like a Zigbo. They thought, and I know it's they like this and they like that. Well, they like James Robinson. They told us that, and look what he's been.
Yeah, but at the same time, they also like Taven Bryan. And
fair enough.
So,
right. There's examples of both.
Yes.
I'm just telling you that they've, all the way back to last year, even on a small sample, they like the Zigbo. And I think a Zigbo and Robinson were some of the reasons why they let Fournette go. It wasn't just Robinson. I think the fact they had a Zigbo there too. But I haven't seen the guy, so I don't know about the guy. The bottom line I'm getting to is Chris Thompson, I don't know if he's been as impactful as I expected him to be. And what else do you need back there? Like James Robinson, I feel good about. I'll sign me up for 2021 with James Robinson. Whatever happens the rest of this year. I've seen, you don't see that much good and you're not good. I don't know if he's great, but I think he's pretty darn good, and I like him. So, but what else do you need? Do you need somebody that you can throw the screen pass to, or you can give a draw play to on 3rd and 4 and he breaks it off for 65? Because James Robinson isn't that guy, right? I mean, he's not going to go 80 yards on you.
No, well, without doubt, that's not his game at all. I think going forward, what do you need? Yes, Chris Thompson hasn't been utilized like I thought they were going to use him. I mean, Brent, we were pretty much selling a parade when they signed Chris Thompson because to us, the writing was on the wall. It's going to be screen passes with Chris Thompson. It's going to be wheel routes. It's something that we haven't seen in a long time here in Jacksonville. Well, for the most part, we still haven't really seen that too much. I think going forward, once again, this is why I'm so adamant about getting James Robinson a couple more reps in the receiving game. Now, I understand. I mean, he's got decent numbers, but I haven't seen enough yet. I don't know how to call it. I don't know if he's going to be a good receiver going forward or not. Now, obviously, that's something you can work on, and get better on. Like, I think Leonard Fournette kind of did that a little bit. So you can always progress on that. But I think going forward, you got to take a look at a third down back. I think those are the dynamic guys that you need to switch things up a little bit. But my point is, if you have a receiving threat in James Robinson, then use him. There's a reason why Alvin Kamara is such a threat, probably the best running back right now in the NFL. It's because you don't know if he's going to get a reception or if he's going to get a handoff, right? You just don't know. Christian McCaffrey, the same thing. Saquon Barkley, the same thing. Like, those guys are the outliers because as a defense, you can't game plan around what the offense is trying to do. Is it going to be a pass? Is it going to be a run? You just don't know. I have a sense of a feeling right now with James Robinson when he's in the game. 8 to 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a run. If they can, kind of force those numbers to go down a little bit and increase the pass reps a little more, well, then you got something special not only as a running back but also as an offense, I feel like.
Yeah, what I'm trying to get a glimpse of too, man, is how complementary – everybody's loaded up on offense, right? And so what do the Jags have to do in 2021 to make their offense better? I think it's shown signs. Like, I think their offensive players are pretty good. Like, they're good. They're okay. They're not great. But I think they're pretty good. It's better than it's been. I mean, they scored 25 points last week with a rookie quarterback. Yeah. They've moved the football this year. They got derailed somewhere in that stretch with 16 points and 14 points and just wasn't doing enough. And that was partly a lot on Gardner, I think, and whether he was hurt or not. But, those early samples, that was impressive. This last game was pretty good. I mean, when you have a 100-yard back, 300-yard passer, and a 100-yard receiver, that's a darn good game. I mean, you sign up for that any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So I'm trying to envision what else they need. If they get the quarterback spot, if you have an offensive line and they like a lot of their parts, I'm not saying they'll all be here, but they like a lot of their parts. You have Chark and you have Chenault, and then a lot of question marks at receiver. You hopefully have Josh Oliver coming back at tight end. Outside of that, I don't know what you have. You have James Robinson in the backfield. So they've got all these picks. They have all this money. How much will they spend on offense to fill in another receiver, get another tight end or two, and then get help in the backfield?
See, it's interesting, right? Because you ask me, what do they need right now? And the first that comes to the top of your head is tight end.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as I'm breaking down right now, so like the top 5 offenses in the NFL, Cardinals, Chargers, Seahawks, Chiefs, and the Falcons. Now, obviously, the Cardinals don't really have a tight end. The Chargers, they have Hunter Henry, but they haven't really gone to him this season. Seahawks don't really have anybody at tight end. The Chiefs have Travis Kelce. And the Falcons, it's kind of whatever, right? So I just said the top 5 teams in the NFL, and only one of them really uses a tight end. Obviously, if you have that dynamic tight end, that is a difference maker. But I think going forward right now, you got to focus obviously on the quarterback and maybe another 2 receiver as well. Like Laviska Shenault can be that guy, but he's kind of the gadget guy as well. I wouldn't mind the Jaguars taking another guy at receiver that can just be another dynamic playmaker, because let's be honest, that's where the offenses are going right now in the NFL.
Yeah, that's why we've joked around. But if the first 2 picks in their first round, it's Justin Fields and Kyle Pitts. I mean, I'll be doing cartwheels around here.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take off this old man pullover and wear New Balance shoes.
You won't do it?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, let's go.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, hey, do you see who's playing the Super Bowl? Do you like that or not? Kids.
Yeah.
Let's see where all the cool people are at.
Brent's so upset over the weekend playing the Super Bowl.
Next on ESPN 690.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane of Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. If you didn't catch today's episode, I'm not mad at you, not even disappointed, but check out what you missed.
I got lambasted on social media for a small, mild bit of criticism of Gardner Minshew.
Careful, because you've been in that guy's house, so be careful.
I get crushed when I say too many positive things, moral victories, and I criticize the QB a little bit because that's what I saw.
Check out our podcast on all platforms. Just search ESPN 690. Subscribe to our podcast. Thanks.
As the seasons change, there's one thing that never changes: the importance of clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean, and that's also why our family has a Connecticut system from CGC Water. Yours can too. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Connecticut Premier Softeners are non-electric and have twin tanks, making them super efficient, saving you money. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer, a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Financing available with approved credit. Just call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hi, it's Nathan from Gordon Chevy in Orange Park. Used car values are at an all-time high, and new car prices have never been lower. This is a win-win for you because you get a great deal on a new car and a great value on your trade-in. It's like all the stars are in alignment. Listen, we'd love to show you a new Chevy, and we want your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Stop in today and let us show you how good it gets. Gordon Chevy, South Orange Park, on the money-saving end of Blanding, or online at gordonchevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
What can you get done in 10 minutes? Run a mile? Maybe. Find a date online for this Friday? Easy. What about listing your home for sale? In 10 minutes? Can't be possible. With the new Instant List tool from Rex, it is. Rex Instant List allows you to value and list your home with an agent in as little as 10 minutes. With the real estate market getting hotter, time is money. Let's get started. Visit sellwithrex.com. Since 2015, Rex has provided sellers with over $23 million in savings and absolutely no sacrifice on service. Have 10 minutes to spare? Visit sellwithrex.com to get started. Or speak to a Rex agent at 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. That's 833-739-4663.
License number, Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
We are the entertainment you love and information that shapes your day. We are your lifeline. We are your companion. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
ESPN 690 wants you to shop the 904. And by doing that, you keep most of the money and jobs right here on the First Coast. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave's Single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. We got you.
For a limited time, a la carte only. Price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jackson, ESPN 690. Social distancing doesn't mean disconnecting. If you're working from home, keep tabs on the world of sports and Action Sports Jacks on your smart speaker. Tell your Amazon Echo or Google Home, play ESPN 690.
I always told myself if I could be successful coming from where I came from, then I could do anything.
We're all right back there.
Yeah, man. I had a question for Coos, but yeah.
What was that, Coos?
That was the weekend.
Oh, that was the weekend.
I told Austin I was going to find the most generic weekend comment.
Well, that you got. Hey, by the way, you found it.
Way to get people pumped up for the Super Bowl.
All right, who is the weekend?
Here we go. Knew it. So the weekend. I mean, what genre would you put him in? R&B?
I think they say he's hip-hop and R&B blend.
Hip-hop and R&B. Ooh, nice hip-hop and R&B blend.
Wikipedia says R&B, pop, alternative R&B.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say alternative, but...
Well, he's different.
Yeah, that's
look at that hair. That's alternative. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the weekend, by the way, should be like... Why do I feel like it should be a group or a band, not one person?
Go on, Coos. This is your expertise.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they... I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just his name, his stage name.
Well,
I don't know.
I get what it is. I'm just saying, if I say The Weeknd, I feel like it should be. Doesn't it sound like a group name?
Well, but it's not spelled the same way.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay,
I know that.
which I was telling Austin about. I found out today, so I'm doing a really horrible job at my other station.
Hey, Kuz, do you play this on? So
Yes.
does it fit in that genre?
Yes.
on
Oh
AP?
yeah. No, we're playing
He had an
probably
album drop.
5
It's
of his
big.
songs right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
big guys. So he's
also big on TikTok.
He's big with the youths right now. Now I've seen the comments from the older people, and they're all upset, and mostly on Facebook, right? Because that's where old people hang out, on Facebook. So I saw like ESPN drop the news of The Weeknd performing, and you wouldn't believe when people are upset. Who is this guy? AC/DC just released a new album. Why wouldn't you get them? Yada yada yada.
Foo Fighters just dropped a song too.
Foo Fighters dropped. Maybe I'm sure they'll get like a little guest spot. But I think at the end of the day, Brent, we're talking about obviously this year has been crazy with COVID-19, but also with racial injustice, right? I mean, the NFL is really at the forefront of that, and The Weeknd has also donated a lot of money and support of the cause. So I think this is kind of a play by the NFL, because isn't Jay-Z in charge of this too as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is kind of a play
second
by
year in
the
a row. I think that's been the case.
yeah,
right?
so I think this is a play by the NFL to obviously, get more eyes on the situation, and I think The Weeknd could be the guy that does that. Now, as far as his music's concerned, I mean, he's good. I'm not the biggest Weeknd fan ever, but I'm reminded of Zach Miller, former Jacksonville Jaguar, former Chicago Bear, now retired. But Zach Miller, and Brent, this doesn't apply to you at all. You're not going to understand what I'm saying here. But one of The Weeknd's, I think it was
wearing a Masters pullover.
Yeah. See, to me, the Weeknd's best mixtape was House of Balloons. Zach Miller, when it was his turn to play the music in the weight room, always played House of Balloons. Now, to try to set the standard a little bit, imagine like playing Babyface, Brent, if that's more your era. Imagine playing Babyface, and then imagine trying to like work out to that kind of music. That's what we were playing in the weight room when Zach Miller had the control of the iPod. I think it was back then. We didn't have the iPhone yet.
That's wild. I'm surprised. I didn't know he'd been around that long.
Oh, yeah, The Weeknd, he's been around for a while. Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So, hey, seriously, though, overall, will this be good? Like, will it be well-received? Will it be kind of in the middle?
I think it's a play at the younger crowd just because he's so big. There's literally like every single one of his songs is a dance on TikTok.
Yeah, and like the cool thing about The Weeknd now, too, is like the music that he releases, he also dropped like music videos that are like full-length movies to go along with that music. So it's like the ultimate like interactive experience now, both audible and visual.
Okay, so when Kaylee gets home from school, I'll ask her about The Weeknd, and she'll probably say, that's awesome.
Yeah, she should be knowing what's up. Absolutely.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
All righty. When we come back, didn't get to this yesterday, Georgia quarterback situation. Why is this so hard up there? I mean, you got 2 other guys. Try them out. What's the latest on their situation? What's the latest in college football, though, the cancellations? And, of course, we'll talk more NFL big picture stuff as there's a Thursday night football game. It's on the way, 4 o'clock hour, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Tiger Woods is done. He shot an opening round, 68, 4 under par.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL, or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
Oh, hey, boss.
Hey, what you doing there, Sunshine?
Well, look at this. I took that plug-and-play alarm system from that house we broke into last night.
Okay, what'd you do that for? Those things are worthless.
Yeah, pretty much. Simple to install, simple for us to bypass.
Simply simple.
Yeah. Too bad Safe Touch isn't that simple.
Tell me about it. That would make my life less stressful. No two-way communicator, no 45-second or less response time.
Yeah, no video monitoring, no Safe Touch app.
Jeez, every time I turn around, Safe Touch is up in their game. Ooh, that Lester Jackson. Look at this thing. Why can't everything in life be this simple?
Well, if that were the case, we wouldn't have our Crooks R Us motto. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. Yep.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. From commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
No matter what you're driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of Fields Auto Group's dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group stores in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Assurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
At the Home Depot, we improve things. This holiday season, we've improved Black Friday. Instead of one day of crazy, we've lowered prices now, and they'll stay low all season. From decorations to dishwashers, wreaths to ratchet sets. So sleep in. You're not going to miss Black Friday. Not one little bit. Black Friday improved. The best prices of the year already here at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details.
Hey everyone, this is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 10 different platforms. But if you missed the show today, you missed this. Are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I think they are. I mean, I've been a big Josh Allen supporter. I mean,
how about his start?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm not surprised.
I guess Jalen Ramsey wasn't right about him being trash. Subscribe to the podcast and check the show out on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Get the podcast daily. All you have to do is search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Not one little bit. Black Friday improved. The best prices of the year already here at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This is what you need to know. Tiger Woods' defense of his Masters title began with a 468 today, matching the lowest opening round of his Masters career. Tiger's three-back of clubhouse leader Paul Casey. Bryson DeChambeau, who got off to a rough start today, is 5 off the lead. First-round coverage continues on ESPN TV and ESPN+. Big AFC South showdown kicks off this NFL week with the Titans hosting the Colts tonight. Tennessee leads the division by a game on Indianapolis. The Colts defense facing a test in going up against AFC rushing leader Derrick Henry, as well as Titans QB Ryan Tannehill, says Monday Night Football's Louis Riddick.
Ryan Tannehill in this passing game is legit. A.J. Brown is legit, but the Colts front seven has wrecked some people. So, look, and their secondary are ball hawks. So I think that's the matchup I'm looking for, to see if Ryan Tannehill has any answers.
Our Louis Riddick Steelers preparing as if QB Ben Roethlisberger will play against the Bengals Sunday. He's on the reserve COVID-19 list, deemed a high-risk close contact with tight end Vance McDonald, who tested positive for the virus. Pittsburgh looking to improve to a perfect 9-0 on the season.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
The Max Kellerman Show.
I've seen Lamar Jackson be accurate. What I haven't seen is him ever beating the team he has to beat. When the light shines brightest, how does he play? I think it's a larger problem, a more important problem. Lamar can't play under the most intense pressure. And on a certain level of pressure, Lamar is not Lamar.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio and coming to ESPN Plus November 9th.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
They need to pray, Zubin, because right now the college football season, like a lot of things in our lives, are in peril. And the problem for college football is they can't change the future. They're not prepared to do a bubble. They will not change the calendar. And they are not going to budge from anything and everything that they have scheduled. And you know that. You've covered this sport as well. Nobody's covered it as long as I have. But these are not people that really care about anything other than what they have already decided to do.
That's Paul Feinbaum from ESPN. And while I understand, I actually appreciate his comments about the old guard of college football that does exist, right?
Yeah.
And I've criticized it in the past. I think it deserves criticism. And the good old boy network exists in college football, right? I mean, no doubt about it. So, and because of that, there's this stubborn nature of college football to not change some things. And it took forever to get to a playoff. And now it will probably take forever to get to an 18 playoff or a 16 playoff, but one that's deemed a little bit more logical than having 5 big conferences and only 4 participants,
Yeah.
So however you feel about it, some people like it. I get it. That's fine. But you probably believe in a lot of the old guard stuff. And that's okay. Listen, I'm a guy that still doesn't love replay every single play in baseball or in even other sports sometimes if you got to slow it down to the nanosecond to get a call right. So it changes from each person. So I understand what Paul Feinbaum is saying. Here's what I disagree with him about. And we'll get into it just a little bit more in length. I do think they'll change the calendar for dollars. Mm-hmm. And if it takes to change the calendar to play an SEC championship game, to play that Final Four, to play some of the big bowl games, the New Year's Six bowl games, they'll change the calendar because they are getting those dollars.
Yeah.
They are going to make that money one way or another. I don't think they care if they have Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, any of them. This isn't about marketing your college football this year. This is about playing college football and at least trying to make as much money as possible doing so. So I think they will absolutely change the calendar if need be. I want to get your thoughts on that in a moment, but let's first 2 quick things. One thing I got to tell you about Tiger Woods, 68 4 under. How about this? Career best opening round at the Masters. First bogey-free opening round at the Masters ever. This guy's been playing the Masters now for more than 20 years. First bogey-free round in a major championship in his last 106 rounds.
Wow.
That's how good he was today. And I told you at the top of the show, Austin, this is a guy that was out of form, in my opinion. Wasn't playing well, and he made it look easy today. Actually had a great shot into number 9 and had a good look at birdie to get to 5 under. He's 3 shots off the lead. So I wanted to get that in, playing well, and a good positive sign for Tiger fans out there today that Woods is in the mix after round 1 at the Masters. Low scoring is happening, though, so there are a lot of folks that will be under par. Paul Casey leads it at 7 under. Let's also give away a Donato's gift card right now. Donato's Pizza on Beach Boulevard. Fantastic pizza. I've bought a lot of it for my family. Every time high school football takes me out that way, I pick up some Donato's Pizza on the way back. Well, you can do the same with a $25 gift card. Let's make it caller number 4 because Tiger Woods was 4 under today. 904-362-9901. Caller number 4, call Coos, and you can have yourself a $25 gift card to Donato's Pizza, which we do around FSU at 4. We'll talk a little Florida State here in this segment, and we'll also give away another Donato's gift card coming up in a bit, so hang around if you're not the winner this time. But your thoughts, Austin Lane, on what Feinbaum said about the calendar, about the fate of college football. Are they in trouble just because now we've had a handful of cancellations this current week?
Listen, there's going to be probably half of fans out there that are going to have a problem with how the optics are perceived, right? Where they should close it down right now. What are the priorities? Obviously, everyone's coming down with COVID-19, and there's going to be a half, probably, I would say, that would say they're irresponsible right now for going forward. And the other half would be, well, what do you guys, we've been over this conversation before, right? I mean, half the people think that they'll just keep going, like, don't even worry about it. Another half is shut everything down right now and err on the side of caution. Not going to say.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
Do you think there's as strong as a belief now after the election on that?
Oh,
as
yeah.
there was pre-election?
Of course. Oh,
you do?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that really changes anything. I think people are still kind of set in their ways regardless of who the commander-in-chief could be. So with that being said, to kind of echo your point a little bit, I don't think college football is really concerned about the optics right now, okay? I think college football, along with a lot of universities, are concerned about the money. And when we're talking about that and we're talking about the Good Old Boys Network, yes, you said it yourself. I mean, the college football playoff, we never thought we'd see it. But you know why we see it now? Because it probably generates a lot more money. Anytime you have the debate of, what 4 teams can get in, and you have really not one championship game, but really it's like kind of like you have, 3 championship games because – well, those playoff games are so huge and monumental. So I think in terms of equity, they built it there even more. So I do think that if the college football landscape, they have to change the schedule, if they have to move things around, they are absolutely going to do that. I think what Paul Feinbaum is failing to realize is the fact that money rules everything, especially in college football. There's a reason why coaches make so much money, right? There's a reason why I think it was the Iowa coach is like the second or third highest paid guy in the entire state, just because it's that important to people and it generates that much revenue. So with that being said, I completely agree with you, Brett. I think that they could change the schedule around a little bit. They could break the time-honored traditions, if you will, just because there's way too much money to make, even in a pandemic where fans can't go to the stadiums.
Listen, there's reason for some concern, but I will continue to maintain what I've said because I have not been proven wrong. I've stuck with this since probably April, May, definitely June, when we started talking about sports coming back. Once sports starts, sports will finish because the prize and the jackpot at the end of seasons is enormous. That's where it's at. It's not listen, you can lose a lot of money along the way. You can make a lot of money along the way. But you make your most money at the end of it. And Major League Baseball just did it. NASCAR just finished. NBA finished. NHL finished. Golf is playing its majors, with the exception of the Open Championship, which they canceled early on. And trust me, college football will finish and the NFL will finish.
Yes.
No doubt. Like, there's just no doubt in my mind. So I don't even feel angst about it. Like, okay, you're going to cancel some games. Like, we are used to that by now.
Yeah.
High school it happened. NFL it happened. College football it happened. You are going to juggle schedules. We're all adapting. It's not perfect. And people are making it work. And they are going to make it work. I mean, we have high school football starting tomorrow. They made it through this much of the high school football season. Who would have thought that? Probably not a lot if you go back to August. So I think there's no doubt they'll finish. Is there a little bit of concern right now? Maybe. But it's not. I think it's less concern, Austin, and more headache. It's how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? There's a lot of moving parts. Logistically, it's a mess.
Sure.
Trust me, we've all had to deal with it. Logistically, it can be a mess, but here's the bottom line. In your work, in my work, in their work, it's doable. You find a way. And trust me, in your work and in my work, there's probably not nearly as much money on the line as these specific events have. So they will find a way. That's the moral of the story. And I don't think the season's in jeopardy. I don't think they're going to go to a bubble format or anything like that. I don't think they're going to change. I think they're going to push through this and end up playing these big-time games. I could easily see it going to winning percentage. I could easily see in the SEC saying, hey, listen, we're not going to make all these games up. But we know Florida and Alabama are going to the title game. They've earned it. Their winning percentage says so. And boom, on the 19th, we're having our SEC championship game. And if you guys want to play this extra game on Saturday, earlier in the afternoon, that's fine too. Go ahead and do it. But they will solve these problems with those kind of solutions. I don't know if that's the exact solution, but those kind of solutions, they will make sure it happens.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, right? And there's going to be fans out there that are going to have an issue with it. Anything the college football does right now going forward will not be perfect, and it will be met with some criticisms and some outcry. Fair enough. But at the same time, the only thing worse that you can do to a fan base of sports, the only thing worse that you can do actually than saying, you know what, we're not going to have a season this year, is dangling a season in front of the fans and having it and then taking that season away when it's not finished. That's the worst that you can do. That comes with the worst kind of optics, right? Like what we saw it happen with the Big Ten when all the other universities were going to have football, and all of a sudden the Pac-12 and Big Ten said, nope, not going to do it. And you saw the backlash there. And that was just from student athletes and like the parents. Right now, maybe it was more like on a global level. Maybe fans, obviously, the Big Ten were upset as well. But we really felt it with the players. So I'm just saying that if you were to dangle it in front of everybody and then you take it away mid-season, imagine the outrage of not only the players but also fans of those universities and those programs saying, well, you guys aren't going to push through now? Like, I can't imagine the blowback, and I can't imagine the reaction. All I'm going to say is it would not be good for college football.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but do you have any concern that the Heisman Trophy might not get handed out? There's been, I guess, some rumblings about that. I haven't seen the latest. I don't even have that concern. Like, they should give out a Heisman Trophy. Like, we have enough candidates and enough.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, man, you can play a month and know you've got some Heisman candidates. And our candidates are deserving. They've earned it. From Mac Jones to Kyle Trask to Trevor Lawrence, probably more of a career award since he's missed 2 games. I get it. Also, Justin Fields through his first few games, and he's going to play a couple more. I just don't – I don't have this – I love the Heisman Trophy. I'm a big Heisman Trophy guy. I just don't know if I have like, well, you got to play 10 games to get the Heisman Trophy. I don't feel that way this year.
Here's what I would do with the Heisman Trophy. Obviously, it's not a normal year, so you can kind of – change the rules up a little bit for this season. I would hand out the Heisman Trophy after the college football playoff, after a national champion has been crowned. Because one would think, whether it's Trevor Lawrence, whether it's Justin Fields, whether it's Zach Wilson, whoever it's going to be, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, whoever it's going to be, they're going to earn it, right? And the only way to me you earn it this year is by taking your team to the championship and by possibly winning a championship. Now, depending how those games go, I think depends on who wins the Heisman. But to me, like the Heisman Trophy this year, it's like the playoff MVP as far as I'm concerned. If you're good enough to get your team or help get your team to the college football playoff and you guys possibly win a championship, then you reward that guy. I don't care how many of the games you play in the regular season. I don't care what the stats look like in the regular season. Give me the front runner. Give me the guy who got his team that, prized possession in that trophy. I'll give him the Heisman all day.
That's interesting. If that, in sports, we argue that a lot, right? Don't we argue like, hey, why do they give out the NBA MVP, right? Comes before. Why? They have playoffs for 3 months. I mean, it's like, why? Why do they do that? So that's an argument. I'm not saying I understand both sides of the argument, but this would be an interesting case to say, you know what? Let's wait through bowl season. Let's wait through championship season. Let's do it in January, in mid-January, whatever it might be, and say, hey, we got more games now, and there's a really good chance most of the time that the good teams usually have representatives that will play that deep anyway. The good players are usually leading those good teams. Very few times you get a guy like, who was the San Diego State running back like a couple years ago, right? He was in the mix and mentioned Pelfrey. Was that who his name was? I think he was in the mix. He had a bunch of yards, But this year we've got, I just named the guys, Lawrence Fields, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask. I think you could throw Zach Wilson in there, right? And all those teams are kind of in the mix.
Well, exactly, because let's be honest. Usually the Heisman Trophy, it's based off stats, as it should be. If a running back's in it, who has the most yards rushing, who has the most touchdowns. If it's a quarterback, who has the most I get all that. And that makes sense in a normal year. But to me, it's not fair when the sample size of each candidate is going to be different. Right? Like a Justin Fields will be a lot different than possibly a Kyle Trask or a Mac Jones. Trevor Lawrence sitting out 2 games because of COVID. That's going to be different than a Trask as well. So once again, I just think that you wait till the end of the year, wait to see how it shakes out. Like, could you imagine like an Ohio State and let's say Ohio State and Clemson in the championship game, winner take all. Oh, and by the way, the winner of that game probably wins the Heisman Trophy at quarterback as well. Like that to me, that's another storyline. Like the last thing I want to see happen this year is we're talking about a Heisman Trophy. We're talking about guys, and listen, everyone deserves it. Everyone gets nominated. I get that. And I will never take away a Heisman Trophy from somebody. But I think this year it'll be so much debate where it's like, well, he only played in so many amount of games. Well, the ultimate factor should be he won a national championship or he got his team in the national championship. How can you not give him the Heisman? Simple as that.
Yeah, here's one caveat to that, and I like what you're saying. I really like your plan here. But what I would hesitate to do is just say there's going to be, maybe 4 or 5 candidate nominees for it, and kind of that's who would end up going. And obviously there won't be 2 that could potentially play for the national title.
Sure.
While it could come from that game, I don't want to make it have to come from that game. You know what I mean?
No, and exactly, not necessarily, right? There could be just a once-in-a-lifetime performance that you see in the semifinal. That team doesn't advance, but it still sticks with you, and so be it, right? Like I'm kind of reminded of Jamal Murray from the Nuggets, right?
Yeah,
if you had like a bubble MVP, how could you not give Jamal Murray the bubble MVP? That guy put his team on his back and put up outrageous performances. The same thing for the Heisman Trophy, where if you're a quarterback or whatever position you play and you put up a crazy performance but you fall just short, that's okay. We still remember you. You're the talk of the college football playoff. The Heisman goes to you.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, speaking of Heisman, nobody in Athens is going to win one, okay? They're just not.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
DeJuan Mathis, Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
Haven't even seen JT Daniels or Carson Beck. Jamie Newman opted out. It's worth a minute or two. Coming off Saturday, we didn't really talk about the Georgia performance that much. We talked a lot about the Gators. And it's interesting after they had Jacob Eason 5-star, Jake Fromm 5-star, Justin Fields 5-star, that they're now in this situation. And by the way, I know fans are like, oh, Justin Fields. Hey, listen, I still think Jake Fromm was a good quarterback. In hindsight, yeah, they didn't make the right decision. They didn't win the national title, and they could have had Justin Fields this year. Mm-hmm. That's fair. It's probably not even debatable. But it's not like Fromm was awful, right? Yeah. It's not like they picked Fromm and he ended up looking like Stetson Bennett and DeJuan Mathis looked. So Fromm won a lot of football games, played some good football for them, did some good things for them. And so I don't necessarily think it was like the worst decision in the history of football that Kirby Smart went with him. In hindsight, you probably should have picked the other guy. That's fair. But I also, to that end, you can't every single year have the best quarterback. Yeah. It's just you're not going to hit on it. So I can give Kirby a pass for this year right now. But my view on it is, why are they complicating this so much? Mm-hmm. They had Jamie Newman. By the way, I don't know how good Jamie Newman was going to be. He's a Wake Forest guy. Maybe he was going to be great and better than what they have. Okay, opts out. Stetson Bennett, good for him, man. Fantastic story. Ends up getting that job from DeJuan Mathis, who, by the way, was a fantastic story. The bottom line is both those guys are just pedestrian quarterbacks. I mean, they're not bringing you to any promised land. And we watched them in Jacksonville last week, and they could hardly complete a forward pass at times. And it was such a mismatch at the QB spot. Yet they sit there and they have 2 other guys, JT Daniels, who won football games and was kind of heralded at USC, who comes over there, and he can't crack the lineup. And Carson Beck, 5-star quarterback from Jacksonville, who I know can throw it because I've seen him throw it.
Yeah.
Yet the position might be big as a freshman. I understand that. But neither one of those guys getting a crack. I mean, what are we doing here up in Athens? Why haven't they already made a move to JT Daniels or Carson Beck? And the word out of there is they've been running all the quarterbacks through this week. Now they're not going to play Missouri, so they get an extra bye week to make a change, which I assume they will. I assume they're going to go to JT Daniels because it sounds like Carson Beck got some reps, but they don't feel like he's ready to go. Fine. Why is this so hard? Go to JT Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it should have been JT Daniels for a while now, to tell you the truth. You know, listen, I think we're talking about Kirby Smart. He shares my philosophy about how you should handle the quarterback situation in college, right? Where we see some schools where it's like, all right, well, let's just kind of rotate guys in and see what you got. I don't think you win like that. I think you win by having your go-to guy through thick and thin. He's the general. He's the leader. You rally behind him. So I get what Kirby Smart was doing there. Now, obviously, the catch-22 of that and the hindsight 22 being, listen, that's all great and everything, but at the end of the day, you picked the wrong guy. Right, like maybe you're so confident in your defense, maybe you're so confident in your run game where it was like Stetson Bennett, he may not be the best option, but he's the winning option, let's just say. And then all of a sudden you go out against Florida and you can't win in a track meet. So now is the time, I feel like, where you know what you got with Stetson Bennett, right? And it's crazy that we're having this conversation, this late in the season already. But to me, it's probably time to go a new direction now because you're out of the playoff. You're out winning a championship, and now I think it's about evaluating the talent and seeing who you have going forward.
Well, it's a great point, too, right? Like, I was surprised Stetson Bennett made it this deep into the season. I couldn't believe JT Daniels was playing. I was like, well, maybe the knee's not great or, I mean, don't they have enough game tape? Even if he's not playing great at practice, he's enough game tape to show you that he's probably better than those other two guys. That's what I can never get grasped. And I understand coaches get wrapped up in the practice stuff, and practice is important. You got to prove it. You got to earn it. I get it to a degree. But, man, I saw some passes out there on Saturday here in Jacksonville that were like, I know Carson Beck can complete those passes. Yeah. I know it, whether he's a freshman or not. I know I've seen him complete those passes. These guys, I've seen them now multiple occasions last week and weeks prior not be able to complete those passes. That's a problem. And so you just said evaluation. I'd consider going to Carson Beck and seeing what you got in the young player. The season isn't over, so maybe that's why you go to JT Daniels. Maybe you can mix Carson in a little bit later. But I got to see what else I have. This is a no-brainer. JT Daniels has to start next week, in my opinion, as long as he's healthy enough to start. FSU at 4, we got a quick mention on them. They'll play NC State on Saturday night. NC State played Miami tough. That was a really good football game last Friday. Do you think they're going to have any problems getting up for this game, given the news of yesterday? Blackman, Marvin Wilson, Tamori Terry.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. It can go two ways, like we always say, right? It can go for the fact that, all right, well, we're losing some of our leaders. No, we really got to step up our game a little bit. But I tend to lean towards the latter, where it's like, man, we just lost a bunch of our leaders. What's happening in this team? And you might see them kind of take a step back, even regress, if you will, if that's even possible right now with this team. So I think when you lose leadership like that, it tends not to trend in the right direction.
All right, FSU at 4 on a Thursday means it's Donato's Pizza giveaway time. 904-362-9901 is the number. Caller number, let's stick with 4. Make Coos work a little bit because, once again, if you're just jumping in, Masters at my house. Tiger Woods, 4 under par 68, bogey-free round. He is in a tie for 4th at last check. 7 unders leading at Paul Casey at 7 under par. Tiger 3 off the lead. $25 gift card to Donato's Pizza on Beach Boulevard, 904-362-9901. And you can listen to the Florida State Seminoles, by the way, Saturday night, 7:30 on ESPN 690. ESPN 690, your home for Florida State football and basketball, which is on the horizon here in the Jacksonville area.
Hey, Brent, real quick, we have a fantasy question. Well, would you start Aaron Jones or would you start James Robinson this Sunday?
Oh, well, that's a great segue for the next segment.
Ooh,
coming up
the tease.
A little Prize Pick segment, talking fantasy as well. It's on the way at ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. Weakening Eta will move across the area today, so pretty windy, some scattered showers, perhaps a thunderstorm. Highs in the low 80s, diminishing winds as the rain ends tonight. We drop into the low to mid 60s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30. Action News Jax for the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th.
Hey, I want to tell you all about Fields Auto Group. We had such a good experience in the last couple of months with Fields, and actually just had it again the last couple of days. We need to get a little bit work done on my wife's new Cadillac XT6, and not really work, just a little refresher, and so we're going to drop it off next week, and they are awesome to deal with at Fields Cadillac Jacksonville. They have been awesome to work with. Different level customer service with Fields Auto Group. No matter where you go and no matter what you're driving, you can step up to luxury for less. Now at any of the Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville: Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. Whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Do what we did. Go visit fieldsauto.com.
It's late at night. Someone enters your home, but you don't know because a cheap piece of electronics failed. Would you ever forgive yourself if a family member was hurt because you chose to trust a do-it-yourself home security system with third-party monitoring? That's why thousands of customers choose SafeTouch Security every day. Your SafeTouch system starts out with a custom design to fit your exclusive needs and is carefully installed by SafeTouch's professionally trained and licensed installers, using only SafeTouch professional-grade UL-approved encryption technology, monitored by SafeTouch's UL Monitoring Center, featuring the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator, providing the fastest possible emergency response, and backed up by the SafeTouch halo of detection and SafeTouch crash and smash technology, all wrapped up in the SafeTouch guaranteed response time. Don't take a chance. Call now and get SafeTouch's exclusive offer of free equipment with a SafeTouch monitoring agreement. Go to safetouch.com right now for more information. SafeTouch, doing what others can't for over 35 years. Offer to homeowners with approved credit standard installation monitoring agreement. Required terms and conditions may apply. EF 0000233, LVA 004188.
Nathan from Gordon Chevy in Orange Park here with some great news for all the veterans. The Chevy Military Discount, that's a fixed discounted price on all new Chevys, is now available for every active retired and now eligible military veteran. It's the same price the Chevy suppliers get, no negotiation needed, just a great deal up front. It can't be any easier. Come pick out a new Chevy today and get a deal. Gordon Chevy on the money saving and the Blanding in Orange Park, or GordonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Diamonds Direct's doing something we've never done before. A spectacular 7-day store-wide event with 20% off and more. Virtually everything. It's all next week, November 16th through the 22nd. This is the pre-holiday sale everyone waits for. Taken to a whole new level for 2020. Get 20% off all designer and fashion jewelry, all eternity bands, earrings, bracelets, bigger selection, lowest prices, special incentive, an extraordinary sale for an extraordinary year. November 16th through 22nd only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Attention licensed real estate agents. Are you looking to grow your business and add to your bottom line? Hello, my name's Steve Seckler. I'm the broker owner of Hometown Realty here in Jacksonville. At Hometown Realty, we specialize in lead generation for our agents. In just this past week, we handed our team members nearly 200 buyer and seller leads. We also train our agents on the value of property management. This strategy allows our team members to have a regular, reoccurring income and a future pipeline of buyers and sellers. Not only can you depend on a high volume of leads, but you can depend on a support structure, including transaction coordination and a broker that's available 24/7 to help you grow your business. So if adding lots of leads and growing your real estate career interests you, give me a call, Steve Seckler at Hometown Realty, 904-334-3985. Again, Steve Seckler, Hometown Realty, 904-334-3985.
Hey, it's Goose from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Now, I know there's a ton of ways you can listen to the show, but did you know one of the ways is through a smart speaker? Yes, the Google Home, the Amazon Alexa. It's pretty easy to do. Just tell either of them to play ESPN 690. Try it out weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., and you can listen to Action Sports Jax.
Brent Martineau.
But we could really take this show off the rails if we wanted to go all like half politics, half sports.
Austin Lane.
I mean, have you been on Twitter lately? Do you want extra $100,000? Do you want a scholarship? Let's go politics when we get back here.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Masters Week. Tiger Woods, 4 under par. Not bad opening round. He's all done. A lot of golfers still on the course. They got a late start today because of some of the weather. And, of course, we've got some NFL football tonight with the Colts and Titans. Big one in the AFC South. Unfortunately, doesn't mean a lot around here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But that means you probably got to get your fantasy lineup set up. Or you could do a little something different. At Austin and I have been doing the last couple of weeks, and this is pretty cool. PrizePicks.com or the PrizePicks app. You got to check it out. Hey, Austin, remember I told you, I think it was yesterday's show, I forgot to change Keenan Allen?
Yes.
On my fantasy team last week. And what did it do?
Horrible mistake.
Horrible?
Well, you actually lost I think you lost your entire season due to that one move right there.
I might have.
So how does that feel?
It's the worst part about fantasy football, right?
Have fun in the consolation bracket, Brent.
I got a note from my fantasy league saying, hey, all of a sudden Keenan Allen's questionable, like Friday or Saturday, and then I forgot to change it back when they said he's okay and going to play. That's what happens to me in fantasy football. Well, PrizePicks.com, PrizePicks app, do a little something different. And we've been playing along. It's a lot of fun. We love the over and unders here on the show. Mm-hmm. We do it all the time. How many times you're going to say, like, hunky-dory, right, in a show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm pretty sure I'm about two per show now.
How many pullovers I'm going to wear with a Masters logo on it?
Unlimited.
Yeah. How many pair of Skechers I might have? Right?
Too many.
So,
yeah.
There we go. But you've been playing the game, checking out the game. It's like I did it today with the Masters, where you can take just 2 players and you say, hey, I think they're going to go better than 2 under par or worse than 2 under par, for an example. And if you pick Tiger to do better today, you're a big winner.
Yeah.
And, there's variations of the game. You pick 2, 3, or 4. But I put an entry in, and it's just fun to watch it. And you also don't necessarily have to wait around to Thursday night for football because there's other sports going on.
Well, and it's simple, right? Because usually you have to go like, all right, do I think this team is going to cover this? No, all you have to do is this player going to have a good game or a bad game? And you go from there. Anybody can gauge that. If you got a feeling about somebody, go ahead and lock them in with the over. If you think they're going to have a bad game, lock them in with the under. It's pretty simple, and the entries are super easy.
Hey, what did you ask me about before the break?
Yeah, so we had a listener chime in here a little bit. He wants to know, are you starting Aaron Jones or James Robinson? Who would you play in fantasy this Sunday? James Robinson, Aaron Jones. Both teams, obviously, on defense, give up a lot of rushing yards.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think I would have to go with Aaron Jones. I think he's back. It looked like he was pretty healthy. I think it was last week against San Francisco on the Thursday night game. And so I would think Aaron Jones. But I think you could do, like in this situation, at Prize Picks, if they offer, for the Sunday lineup, and they offer Jones and Robinson, you could take both overs, depending on what the line is. But you can do that in this. You got to pick 2 at least, and you could take like over in this scenario, and then you don't have to worry about banking on your fantasy league instead. You get to play along with this. What do you think? I would take Jones, though, right? You got to take Jones.
Listen, I would hit the over times 10 button if I could on this app here, because I think with Aaron Jones, obviously the Packers are going to put up points, right? And Aaron Jones is lethal not only in the run game but also the pass game. The Jaguars have been beat a little bit in terms of receivers out of the backfield. Aaron Jones is definitely that. Aaron Rodgers, obviously one of the best to do it right now at the quarterback position at Lambeau. Jacksonville defense is struggling. Listen, James Robinson might get his points as well, but I'm leaning towards Aaron Jones for sure.
So here's the deal. Go check it out, prizepicks.com or the PrizePicks app. Use the code JAX. It's simple, J-A-X. Tell them we sent you there by using the code JAX, J-A-X. Try it out. It's the newest thing. It's really fun. Been doing it for the last few weeks. And you get a 100% match, by the way, on your first deposit, up to $100. So that's one way to do it as well. But have some fun playing the entries. We're going to do it as well. I've got the Masters going, and going to have a little NFL going. Heck, you could get into the action as well. You don't have esports on this, and you told me the other day that MMA as well, which is interesting, right? Because all the scoring systems are different. How did the MMA work?
Well, listen, same kind of thing, right? If you think the fighter's going to win, go with the over points. If you think it's going to be a short fight, go with the under. Now, sometimes keep in mind, even if the fighter loses, if it's a long, drawn-out fight with a lot of strikes landed, that fighter can still win. But I'm talking about, if I'm picking heavyweights right now, someone's got to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So I usually go with the guy that's going to win in the heavyweight match, hit the over, and it is what it is.
Yeah, there you go. So just to I'll clue you in a little bit on what I got going, even with the my entries on the Masters. Like, here's an interesting one. Terrell Hatton, he's got to be 2 under or better. Justin Rose, 1 under or worse. Adam Scott, 2 under or better. Brooks Koepka, 2 under or better. So that's kind of the way it works. And if you do that, like, you can have a 4-pick entry is what I did. And obviously it would be a good one to do and get right. But you don't have to always get them all right depending on which entry you put in there. But for instance, too, here you go. I'll give you one. Let's go. We got on prizepicks.com, and I'm using the PrizePicks app. Phillip Rivers tonight, 17.1 over-under.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Ooh, it's going to be a defensive battle. 17. Listen, and I kind of have a strategy here for tonight. Obviously I did a little homework. To answer your question, though, real quick, Phillip Rivers, I would probably take the over. I do think that he throws a couple touchdowns here. The running game, I'm not completely sold on yet with Jonathan Taylor. Got Nyheim Hines out of the backfield. I'd probably go the over here. But I did a little research, Brent, and obviously you know how I do my homework, right? So check this out. If you're going to go with an over and under tonight and only pick 2, I'm going to take Corey Davis with the over. I think Corey Davis, a guy that's coming off 0 catches for 0 yards the last game. And keep in mind now, and it's obviously a storyline that's been circulating the past couple hours, his brother just passed away due to cancer. His brother was very avid in the game of football as well. One of his heroes, obviously, like that. Corey Davis said that he's going to play this game for his brother. So I don't buy into storylines all the time, but with this storyline, I'm going to buy into. So I like Corey Davis with the over. And listen, I love to take a Colts player. I would love to do it and take the under, but the Colts have been so shaky about who's going to rise and who's going to drop. Like, I have no idea with this Colts offense, so I'm staying away from all Colts players. I'm taking actually Jonnu Smith, the under, the tight end from the Tennessee Titans, and here's why. Ever since Taylor Lewan has gotten hurt, Jonnu Smith's been counted on to help with pass protection. And there's only been one team in the NFL right now that has not given up a touchdown to the tight end position. Care to guess who that is, Brent?
Colts.
Say no more. Go ahead and give me Jonnu Smith with under.
That's some homework, by the way.
That's what I do, man. That's what I do.
That is some homework for the over-unders on prizepicks.com, the PrizePicks app as well. Have some fun with it. We're having some fun with it. I'll tell you what else. Your Corey Davis storyline is interesting. He'll be motivated. I think they'll be motivated to get him the football. But not only that, man, Indianapolis, Derrick Henry's like 18 over-under. Indianapolis is very good against the run. So if they stop the run, that will force Tannehill to go to his wide receivers and hit those guys and maybe be a more productive night for them. So check it out, prizepicks.com, the PrizePicks app. That's what we're doing. We're having some fun with it. When you sign up for it, make sure you put the code JAX in there, and that will tell them that we sent you over there for as well. So JAX is the code, and a 100% match on your first deposit. PrizePicks.com, the PrizePicks app. We're having a blast with it. We love the over and unders, and this is a simple way to do it. You don't have to worry about that fantasy lineup like I did the other day and took an L because I forgot to put Keenan Allen in.
Hey, there's zero consolation brackets with PrizePicks.
Hey,
simple as that.
Let me ask you this right now about Derrick Henry. Obviously, a guy from the area. He had turned it on so much last year that it became a star and became a thing. I don't think he's actually been awesome this year. And in the first 5 games, I think he was okay. And maybe just because we've grown accustomed to it. Been good. Not bad, but not awesome. And then he has that big day, and he has the crazy stiff arm again. And everybody's like, oh, my gosh, it's Derrick Henry. Look at him.
He's
and
back,
so
yeah.
he became he that's what he is, right? He's a social media phenomenon when it does that. He's Sports Center. He's everything. But was that a flash, or is he now this guy that every few games he's going to go for 160, even if you try to shut him down, he's still going to get 95? Where is he in the pantheon of running backs right now in the NFL? Because, we would normally put Ezekiel Elliott in this conversation.
Sure.
Ezekiel Elliott's doing nothing. I mean, he's doing nothing this year. So where is he?
So listen, I mean, obviously, I'm not the guy that's going to get, I'm not going to go crazy with the memes and things like that. I mean, I love it. I love the stiff arm from Derrick. I think it was on Josh Norman. Josh Norman hasn't been the same since, needless to say. Check his mentions. It's rough out there. But with that being said, history has always shown us that Derrick Henry is more of a second half season type of player, meaning that towards the second half of the season, when the weather gets colder, when the games get bigger, he ups his game up for whatever reason. And I don't think it's going to change this year. I think people right now are they're kind of buying low on Derrick Henry at the moment, just because if you watch the numbers and you look at what he's been able to do, it's been okay. And he's had that breakout game, but it hasn't been like the Derrick Henry they're accustomed to. Wait till these last, 6-7 games and watch what he does. I think he's going to have another breakout second half of the season and put the Titans in prime position in the playoffs.
Interesting. Listen, the one thing we've given a lot of credit to Tennessee is they know who they are. And so they should stick with the run if they know who they are. Derrick Henry just as important a part as Ryan Tannehill. When we come back, go bigger picture on the NFL, in a sense. The Jags are playing Green Bay this week. We know how good Aaron Rodgers is. Here's my question for you. Is Aaron Rodgers better than Brett Favre? That's not the only tough question I have either. It's coming up next on ESPN 690.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Land of Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. If you didn't catch today's episode, I'm not mad at you, not even disappointed, but check out what you missed.
What's the concept?
It's like mini games that you kind of compete battle royale style, but it's mini games and you just try to, be the last one standing essentially.
Let me try this again. So what is the concept?
It'll be
English. Check out our podcast on all platforms. Just search ESPN 690. Subscribe to our podcast. Thanks.
Hey, boss, look at this article from the Crooks R Us newsletter.
What you got there, Peaches?
It says, disappointed consumers are returning do-it-yourself alarm systems in record numbers.
That doesn't surprise me. Once folks realize us crooks love the DIYs, they come to the senses and send them back.
Yeah, then they upgrade to a safe touch system and poof, instant crook repellent.
You got that right.
Oh, but wait till you hear this, boss. These do-it-yourself alarm companies are taking back these alarms from customers and then reselling them as refurbished.
Oh, gee, I thought we were shameless.
Yeah, but it's good when you think about it. The more DIY systems out there means fewer safe touch systems.
True, because we all live by the Crooks R Us motto, stay away from safe touch houses.
That's right.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jack's Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jackscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN 690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
After an extraordinary year like this one, Diamonds Direct believes it's time for an extraordinary sale. So starting Monday, November 16th, our annual pre-holiday store-wide sale is taken to a whole new level with 20% and more across-the-board savings. Best prices of 2020 with an expanded selection from all our top designers. It's not 2 or 3 days, it's an entire week of pre-holiday savings. November 16th through 22nd, our first ever week-long store-wide sale. Don't miss it. 7 straight days of spectacular savings only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially. Once dry, Microban 24 is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed. Microban 24 sanitizing spray, bathroom, and multi-surface cleaner.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Yeah, I mean, growing up as a Packer fan, I was spoiled with Brett Favre, transitioned to Aaron Rodgers for my whole childhood watching them play. And I mean, he's done a lot of great things in Green Bay. He's been MVP of the league multiple times, probably has case for multiple more. And I mean, as you get into the NFL and you understand how hard the game is and how fast and how good defenses are and defensive backs are, it just makes you appreciate it a little bit more that he's still doing it at such a high level, and he was doing it.
That is Jake Luton as he gets ready to play his second NFL game. I'm sorry, that was Joe Schobert.
Whoops.
That was Joe Schobert. Jake Luton earlier on. It sounded about the same, though.
Yeah.
My bad. Thanks, Kuz. Schobert talking about him. And Schobert from up that way, much like you are, although I really believe that the folks in Wisconsin still appreciate Schobert. They don't like you very much anymore.
They could care less about me, man. It's all good, though.
Hey, at the Pickle up there in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
What I want to know
is
if I ask this question, would I get in a fight? Would they kick me out of the bar? Or would they buy me a drink?
Okay.
Who's better, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre?
I mean, listen, I've told this story before about the Civil War that took place in my hometown and in neighboring small counties all across central Wisconsin when Brett Favre went to New York Jets, and then more importantly, Brett Favre went to the Vikings. Because you had people who were diehard Packer fans change their allegiance to Vikings fans just because of Brett Favre. So it's definitely a personal question. You probably would get punched in the face depending what time it is. I come from this philosophy. Brett Favre, the lore and the greatness of Brett Favre, like, yeah, I can go ahead and pull up his stats here real quick, right? I mean, 71,000 yards, almost 72,000 yards, 508 touchdowns, 336 interceptions, yada, yada, yada. He won a Super Bowl. But what makes Brett Favre is the story. Right, it's the underdog, and it's kind of like a la Gardner Minshew a little bit, where this guy goes to Atlanta, gets traded kind of for peanuts to Green, was never really supposed to be the guy. And keep in mind, coming from Green Bay, who was never always dominant in the sport of football, we're talking about quarterbacks like Don Majkowski. And with all due respect to the Magic Man, he wasn't getting you a Super Bowl. Like, Brett Favre made football great again in Green Bay. Like, he took the storied franchise and put it in a new echelon. So to me, it's always going to be Brett Favre, not only from the numbers perspective, but also the story and just how people felt about him in Green Bay. Now, Aaron Rodgers is a great player in his own right, MVP, obviously, Super Bowl champion as well. But he was a first-round pick, right? And I think that takes a little bit of the lore away compared to Brett Favre.
That's an interesting way to put it. And here's what I would say from the outside looking in. See, I don't think a lot of people love Aaron Rodgers because of his personality. He's a bit prickly. He comes across as a prima donna sometimes. I don't know if that's who he is. I'm not saying everybody doesn't like him. I'm just saying I think there is that aura about him. He says whatever he feels, which you got to appreciate, but sometimes people don't like. He just recently said something about COVID-19, and he doesn't get what the NFL's doing.
Yeah.
You know, he brought that up. So he's not afraid to speak his mind. But and Favre, I get what you're saying, right? That little guy running around in the backyard, man, he can sling it. And, I mean, just unbelievable what he does. He ain't afraid to take shots. And you almost like that guy, even though he has 330 career interceptions, than the guy that, okay, he can sling it, but he doesn't turn it over at all. Like, there's not a love-hate. It's almost too clean sometimes for Aaron Rodgers, you know?
Yep.
It's a weird dynamic. But there's no doubt, I don't think, that Aaron Rodgers is on track to be the better player.
Yeah.
He's got 50,000 career yards, and you said, I think, Favre was 72,000?
Almost, yeah. 71,833.
Okay. Well, the touchdowns are like 500, I think, right, for Favre?
508.
Well, the touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers in his illustrious career thus far, gosh, my eyes are bad, 388, okay?
Yeah.
So he's on his way. I mean, you know, it depends how long he wants to play. Go give me the interceptions.
336 for Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers coming in at 86.
86.
Sure.
Wow. I mean, that is an astonishing number, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's night and day. Like, Aaron Rodgers is definitely going to have the better stat in that category for sure.
Yeah, and the mobility is kind of equal, right? Favre would run around. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might be a better athlete, but Favre run around.
Yeah, Favre can run around for sure, but Rodgers definitely the better athlete and probably more mobile as well. I don't have Brett Favre's rushing yards here.
Well,
but
that's not important.
But I'm sure Aaron Rodgers has him beat by a long shot.
I bet he does too. But I'm telling you what, man. If I think of a Brett Favre highlight, I think of him on the run.
Sure.
If I think of an Aaron Rodgers highlight, I think of him watching it from the pocket.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand they each did both.
Yeah.
And did it well. But I'm just telling you, like, I think it's the style of play of Favre that I remember, and therefore, when I remember it, I remember fist pumps and jumping up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, boom, that rifle arm. And I remember him rolling out and making plays on the run. When I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think a Hail Mary throw, flicking it with ease, hardly no reaction other than a discount double check. You know, I mean, really, it's interesting what images come to mind with those guys, and both are unbelievable. What a blessing to have two quarterbacks like that in a franchise.
Yep.
And maybe Jordan Love will continue that. Who knows? But I just really feel like I feel like Aaron Rodgers is one of the all-time great passers. All-time great passers. Like Dan Marino-esque kind of passer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he'll ever get the appreciation and love that some of the top quarterbacks that have played the game have gotten.
No, and you're absolutely right. And once again, I'm just going to echo a point that I made earlier on. You know, Aaron Rodgers came into a good situation, right? He waited behind Brett Favre a couple years. The team was already pretty good when Favre left. They were talented. Favre had to start from scratch with the Green Bay Packers, it felt like. And he had to earn the respect, and he had to earn every single rep that he got. Now, Aaron Rodgers, too, was in a rough situation, right? Because he's replacing the great Brett Favre. And that's no easy task because every throw you make, you're compared to Brett Favre. And I think Aaron Rodgers has even exceeded expectations from that standpoint. But once again, you just talk about the story, the fun, the love of the game. And I'm not taking away from that Aaron Rodgers, but you could see it more on Favre's face. And I think that was so contagious, and people gravitated towards that. Not only in Green Bay, but also around the country. Like Lil Wayne always says, Lil Wayne's a Packers fan because of Brett Favre. Simple as that. I'm not sure if a lot of kids can say they're Packers fans because of Aaron Rodgers. So with that being said, I think it's Brett Favre by a landslide.
All right, more of that. I got another one or two for you as well coming up on the other side of this when we come back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Are you ready for it? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Toyotathon is on. Yes, there's only one sale big enough to be called Toyotathon, and it's going on right now at Arlington Toyota. You can score amazing Toyotathon lease deals that'll put that new Toyota in your driveway today. So if you've been eyeing a sporty new 2021 Corolla LE, don't just eye it, drive it, and get a low Toyotathon lease for just $119 a month at Arlington. Or maybe it's a 2021 RAV4. Maybe that's your style. You're going to save on that too, because right now at Arlington, you can lease a new 2021 RAV4 for just $204 a month. Get to Arlington for Toyotathon savings today, where you can lease a new 2020 Camry for as low as $162 a month. And with every new vehicle purchased from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind, thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Toyotathon is on, so don't wait. Shop safely in person at Arlington Toyota, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full offer details. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Hi, it's Phil with the Phil Aiken Home Team at Keller Williams. When it comes time to sell your home, put me and the Aiken Home Team to work for you. Here's why. Over the years, I've perfected the home selling system, putting the most money possible in your pocket. With my exclusive list of buyers in waiting, I may already have your buyer. And with thousands of buyers, I'm likely to create more demand and higher sales prices. I'll even guarantee to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Don't just take it from me. Let me introduce actual clients, Lynn and Craig. Tell us about your home selling experience.
We were immediately at ease. We had a great deal of confidence that any questions we had or anything that we needed to learn about the process was going to be handled in an expert and professional way.
We sold our home in just 2 days for $3,500 more than list price. Anyone who wants to sell needs to call Phil Aiken Home Team.
Thanks for sharing. The number to call is 904-500-PHIL. That's 904-500-7445. Or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
Say hello to your new secret advertising weapon, your own branded mobile phone number. Star Mobile provisions vanity mobile numbers prefixed by **, providing audiences an easy way to reach your business. Give it a try now by dialing ** mobile from your mobile phone. That's ** mobile. When prospective customers see your offline or online ad and they dial your branded ** mobile number, ** mobile helps to convert them through text, voice, and online communications. Give it a try now by dialing ** mobile from your mobile phone. That's ** mobile.
College football, it's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Tiger Woods played one of his best rounds of the year on this day one at the Masters, a 4 under 68. First time he's ever played the first round at Augusta National without a bogey. He's 3 back of clubhouse leader Paul Casey. Bryson DeChambeau had a rough start. He's 5 off the lead. Coverage continues on ESPN TV and the ESPN app. Huge AFC South matchup in the NFL tonight. Titans-Colts. Tennessee up a game on Indy in the division. One thing to keep an eye on tonight, the Colts defense, one of the best in the league, against Tennessee's Derrick Henry, says ESPN Titans reporter Teron Davenport.
The Colts are only giving up 83.6 yards per game. That's the 3rd least in the NFL. Last year, Derrick Henry, the last time he faced them, had 149 yards against the Colts, but that was without DeForest Buckner. That move to get him in there as the 3 tech has really rounded that defense out.
Teron Davenport with Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mehenti. Steelers believe quarterback Ben Roethlisberger will be available against the Bengals Sunday. He's on the reserve COVID list, identified as a high-risk close contact with tight end Vance McDonald, who tested positive for the coronavirus.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Well, I think it's his experience too, as to have an arm like that. It's kind of like arm talent is key, but he's just experienced now. I think he's in, over year 13, 14, I'm not sure. So he's seen everything. It's not nothing that's going to go out there and surprise him. So it's really just kind of doing what you got to do, being in your right spot to make the plays, and they'll come. But I know he trusts his arm and he can make every throw, and I just know his experience is what's going to usually takes over for him.
That is Jared Wilson, Jaguars safety. I saw something on Pro Football Focus that he's playing pretty well grade-wise compared to other free safeties in the NFL. Of course, he's missed a couple of games too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a solid player. I don't. Do you need a playmaker at the free safety position? He's not that guy.
No, he's not a playmaker. Especially at the free safety position, those are they're few and far between, right? Like the strong safety, you're on the line, your physicality can shine through, your athleticism can come through. The free safety is more of that center fielder, right? And I think of Ed Reed would be a good example of he played both safeties, but a good example of a free safety, right? Like Ed Reed was always in the right spot at the right time. And it's more of recognizing what's going on and then putting yourself in the right spot and getting the other guys in the right spot as well. So to me, it's a more mental position than a strong safety. But with that being said, Jerry Wilson's playing a fantastic, free safety right now, if you will.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I'd go that. I don't know if he's playing fantastic. I don't know if anybody on defense is playing that good.
But are we talking about Jerry Wilson getting burned all the time? I'm not.
No, what's interesting is I saw an explanation of the play, I think. At first I was like, what's Jared Wilson doing? Because he was chasing Brandon Cooks on that one play early. that went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, boy, how did that happen? You know, he's supposed to be like that last line of defense. And if you go back and watch the play and look, he kind of – it wasn't his fault. He was trying to make up for – I forget who it was, but it wasn't his fault, I don't think, on that particular play.
It's not your fault.
It's
not your fault.
Kuz?
He had to go out quick, unfortunately.
Kuz hasn't seen that yet.
Yes, probably not. We should ask him. Kuz, have you watched that movie yet? Did
Good
you
Will
watch
Hunting?
it?
No.
Oh, of course.
Come on, Kuz.
Brent, did you watch The Big Short yet?
Oh, it's funny you said that.
You watched
Guess what I've been watching the last 2 nights?
You watched it, The Big Short?
I haven't finished it. I've been watching like 45-minute increments.
Okay, yeah.
I love it.
Oh, you see it? Okay, so you like it so far, right?
Yeah, I got 42 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
Crazy.
Because I love it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm glad you recommended that. Because
Cool.
what happened a few months ago is, I forget now the movie that I even watched, but I watched a movie. It was a bankers. It had to do with banking and stuff. And it was from like the late 50s and 60s, I think, a time period then. It was based on a true story. And then you told me to watch The Big Short.
Yep.
Hadn't done it yet.
Yep.
And so I was like, you know what? I was flipping through this, and, man, I got to find something.
Yeah.
And I clicked on that, and we started watching it, and Steph's watching it with me. So
awesome.
We're going to finish that up. But it's crazy. You know what's crazy about that is the fact that I can relate to it to the point where I remember it. Obviously, It was in 07 and 08, and things that they're talking about is like, oh, yeah, I remember. Like, I was buying houses and selling houses at that time. Not like a lot of them, but, I mean, I had bought my first house, I think, in 2001, maybe 2000.
Okay.
And so by that time I had moved to Albany, and then we were coming down here. So in that time frame from 2001 through the boom to then 2007 and 8 when it all started going down, we bought and sold 3 different houses.
Cool.
And so I can kind of relate to what banks were telling you and what they weren't
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm into it. I'm glad you recommended that. And by tomorrow, I hope,
Awesome.
I'll have finished.
We're going to have the full review tomorrow of The Big Short by Brent Martineau. I can't wait.
All right, coming up in just a few minutes. By the way, you never answered what I've gotten kicked out of the pickle, gotten to fight the pickle, or would they buy me a drink in the
dude,
pickle?
I never telling you. You probably get punched in the face depending what time it is. Like, if it's early on in the night, you should be okay. But if it's towards bar close, man, and tensions are high, might want to watch out.
All right, coming up, I want to do a little bit more of that. I don't even know why I was thinking of it today, but I thought Favre or Rodgers, fair one. And then I thought Terry Bradshaw or Big Ben.
Ooh.
So I want you to think about that a bit. And then I thought of this one, which I know where this one's going to go, but I just and we can come up with more of them. But Emmitt Smith or Tony Dorsett.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was a kid, Tony Dorsett, people forget, Tony Dorsett was king, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable. Him and Danny White and America's team and the Cowboys. And then, of course, Emmitt did his thing. And Emmitt, at the end of the day, has these huge numbers. And Emmitt's unbelievable. So it's okay to say Emmitt. But I just don't. I mean, Tony Dorsett was special. And I think people sometimes lose sight of that. So I'm going to ask you that in just a bit. Right now, we're joined by Jim Signorelli from Fields Cadillac and also St. Michael's Soldiers. Got a big event going on tonight. Everybody's got to try to figure out things in a virtual way these days. And Jim and his lovely wife, Kathy, they do so much work with St. Michael's Soldiers for our men and women serving overseas and the military families back here at home. And just full disclosure, our Action Sports Jack's Dream 18 Golf Tournament supports Jim and Kathy and St. Michael's Soldiers. But we wanted to spread the word about a big event going on today. We did a little bit of it yesterday, and we're going to do it again right now. 8 o'clock tonight, virtual silent auction, all to raise money for St. Michael's Soldiers. So important around the holiday time especially, and Jim's here to tell us why. What's happening, man?
Hey, brother, how you guys doing?
We are fantastic. And, hey, tell us a couple quick things. You do a better job than I will of describing what St. Michael's Soldiers does.
Well, the bulk of what we do is we ship care packages to deployed, support returning, and then we, top it off by doing some stuff for first responders and taking wounded guys to JAG games and rock concerts with Skinner and stuff like that.
And obviously this is a big time of year, right? Because Christmas time, holiday time, you want to lift their spirits overseas.
Yeah, it's our biggest time of the year. It's the 11th annual Stuffing Stockings for Soldiers project. We ship thousands. We just partnered with the Jags last week and got 500 big old Jaguar boxes sitting on the showroom floor at the caddy store that Mr. Fields needs to just get them out of there.
That's good stuff. And so Puz was there, right? Paul Posluszny last week to help out.
He sure was. He sent me a great text on how much he enjoyed the event. We really appreciate him showing up. With COVID, it's not, you can't get those players out, but those alumni guys show up and help out a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you guys have been doing this for years, but, I mean, this isn't a small undertaking. I mean, this is a grassroots effort type of thing that you and your wife, Kathy, started. But, I mean, this is a huge – you're talking about some, like, big-time postage.
Oh, yeah. The postage alone for the ship usually runs $30 to $40 for November.
Wow. See, doesn't that give it some perspective, Austin? Like, that's I'm trying to wrap my arms around that and head around that, and that will show you how much they're packing up, delivering overseas. And I guess you think, like, these packages, maybe it's a few bucks here or there, a few bucks here or there. Well, it adds up when you're sending so many, $30,000, $40,000 worth.
That's just postage, Brent. That's before you buy the first snack, roll of tape, or anything like that, or the good stuff that goes in it. So, again, thanks to the Jags and Navy Mutual, and it's just been a real tough year, but some people came together at the end and really helped us get this stuff out of here.
All right, so tonight you guys put together, obviously you'd love to have a live concert, right? But here we are in 2020, and virtual things are happening. And I know you're proud of it. Tell us about tonight, 8 o'clock, helpsomebody4.com. helpsomebody4.com. I think it's up on our screen right now. If you're watching on the video platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you're in your car, check out helpsomebody4.com tonight, 8 o'clock, and you'll be entertained.
Yeah, Brent, this thing has been, Steve Janowitz with Get Amped Magazine has really jumped in and added a lot of stuff. A lot of bands have come forward and helped us and donated their time, including Johnny and Donnie Van Zant. Saliva played an incredible set. Kim Rodriguez, the Black Cat Bones, Wildfire Rising, Pintogram. There's 11 bands that have jumped in and donated their time, and JP Shadrick host, and it was just a really group effort to really put a nice quality product up. You see all these virtual events, there's Skippy, and they're not entertaining, but they're a means to an end, but we really wanted to put a good product on the field, and I think we really did.
Well, and Jim, and how much does it mean to you guys? Because obviously a lot of these guys that I'm seeing right now, and it's obviously a star-studded lineup here. I'll definitely check that out. But, like, how much does it mean to you guys as, these are all bands, or at least a majority of them are from the area, or at least around the area a little bit, that they seem to be giving back to a great cause, but they're also bands that are pretty close to us as well.
Yeah, the local outpouring for these, and they're incredible musicians that have really taken it on the chin like everybody else this year. They're having a hard time playing, but to come in and donate their time means so much to us for such a good cause, and I'm telling you, it is absolutely incredible.
Jim Signorilli with us from Fields Cadillac, but also on behalf of St. Michael's Soldiers. Him and his wife, Kathy, do a fantastic job with this charitable effort and helping our men and women who serve overseas, obviously just coming off Veterans Day yesterday, and all the families that are involved here back home. They've done some special things. Go check out their Facebook page, and you'll see some of the great things they've done over the years and even this year, and it continues tonight. HelpSomebody4.com. Silent auction items pretty cool, including a golf cart, Leonard Skinner dressed up and signed.
Yeah, the auction items. So all the rock and roll stuff is selling pretty good. The sports stuff, I need your guys' help with. You got an LSU National Championship helmet. We got a bunch of Jags gear. It's a little slower. The rock and roll bidders are out, but the sports bidders aren't out yet.
All right. They were all watching Tiger play today at the Masters, maybe. Maybe we can get them going over there. HelpSomebody4.com if you're looking into some memorabilia and want to help a good cause at the same time. Go check that out tonight. What time's the silent auction end?
It ends in 5 days. It runs for 5 days after the show. Ends on the 17th.
So we got some time for it. That's excellent.
Yep.
Last thing, you're pretty close with Marquise Lee. He's up in New England this year. He opted out. How's Marquise Lee doing? He's one of my favorites.
He is doing great. I talked to him last week. The baby's getting big. He bought him a new house in Las Vegas. He's going to move soon. He's living the dream. He's
awesome.
A good boy.
Yeah, good to hear that Marquise Lee is doing well. Jim Signorilli from St. Michael's Soldiers and Fields Cadillac. Good luck with the event tonight. I know you're proud of it. You guys did a great job, and can't wait to watch it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.
You bet. That's Jim Signorilli with St. Michael's Soldiers. Go check them out. Really good people. Really, really, really good people, and proud to be associated with them and our North Florida Junior Golf Foundation friends with our Action Sports Shack Stream 18. Raise money over the years for their efforts and what they're trying to do as well. All right, before we got Jim on, ask the question. We had already done Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I now ask you this after you have had time to think about it.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw, who's got a ton of these rings,
Yeah.
or Big Ben Roethlisberger. Who would Steelers fans say the better guy is?
Listen, stats, it's not even close. It's Ben Roethlisberger all day, right? And wins, you can put that to Ben Roethlisberger as well. But you talk about Terry Bradshaw, you talk about 4 Super Bowl rings, say no more, okay? To me, it's hands down Terry Bradshaw. And also, I think he won the MVP one year as well. Roethlisberger's never done that. Hands down Terry Bradshaw, not even close.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You know, you are a winning guy, right? The wins matter, the rings matter guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why Tom Brady's the GOAT.
I know. I get it. I understand it. See, I come from a different view of that because I just don't think I'm a Dan Marino guy, and he doesn't have any rings.
Yeah.
And I still think Dan Marino's one of the greats of all time.
Which he is.
And so, but he never gets shoved in the conversation even before Brady and even after Brady and Montana. You'll go to other guys. Like people will bring up a Terry Bradshaw or like a Troy Aikman. And let's be honest, Dan Marino was a better quarterback than those guys. Like flat out better quarterback. He obviously didn't win, but he could throw it better. He put up better numbers, all those things. He just didn't have the team and never got it done, you know, when he did have a team or two. And so I've always been a little bit more – I don't like that conversation. And maybe that's because I was a Red Sox fan, too, and forever they didn't win. I don't know. But I just never loved, like, oh, well, you got the – you know, Montana for the longest time, Montana was the greatest because he was great, but because he won.
Yeah.
You know, and what we had to put Brady over the top, not because of what he did, but because he finally won number 5. Well, then he won number 6 on top of it to cement it. But, and it's a fair argument, okay? I just come at it sometimes in a little – I like to check the other boxes too and then say, bam, okay, I get it. But if you talk about great golfers, what do we talk about great? We talk about Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. Why? Because they have the 2 most major championships ever. Yeah. So it's an understandable position to be in. Terry Bradshaw's an interesting deal. One, because I didn't watch him play. So that's hard for me. But also because he was a 50-50 guy, if I remember, when it comes to, like, touchdowns and interceptions. He wasn't like this in today's modern world, too, where everybody throws up all these numbers. He wasn't that guy, but he knew how to win. And, by the way, there might never have been a quarterback with more talent on a roster than Terry Bradshaw. And so I don't hold that against him. I just kind of, again, I want to make sure it's like, okay, he's got 4 rings, so he's definitely the best. I don't know if that's the case. Ben Roethlisberger's had one heck of a career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and at times maybe a more impressive one. But I would probably on this one lean with you because I think the disparity in championships is so much.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, listen, he was playing the most important position maybe in all of sports, and he won 4 Super Bowls at that position. Now, regardless of what the numbers say, obviously that's Big Ben's territory. But once again, I think it is something to be said when you win the Super Bowl 4 times because you know how hard that is to do. And the city of Jacksonville knows how hard that is to do to even get to the Super Bowl. So I got to lean Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, and by the way, Big Ben Roethlisberger's been surrounded with some pretty darn good players himself. I mean, both on the offensive and defensive side, much like Bradshaw was. Bradshaw, really, they were highlighted on the defensive side. Like, he didn't have to do that much. He did enough, but he didn't have to do that much. That defense was so good. Here's the other one I want to bring up. And you look up Emmitt Smith's numbers. They're off the charts.
Sure.
Right? He played so long, and he's the career rushing leader. But Tony Dorsett from a Dallas standpoint, this would be great to ask a Dallas Cowboy fan. And one that's been around for a bit. Because, again, this generation, first of all, if you're this generation Cowboy fan, you haven't seen anything. I mean, you really haven't. I mean, you got to go. You have to be pre the year 2000 to appreciate some of the dynasty and unbelievable players of the Dallas Cowboys. And it could have been Aikman, Irvin, Emmett. But it could have been guys like Tony Dorsett and Danny White and the others.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I grew up around. My cousins, my uncle, they were big Cowboys fans. And so I knew the Cowboys probably more than I would have, being from Rhode Island. And Cowboys were the Cowboys still, but they were disappointing even during those stages. But Tony Dorsett was Tony Dorsett.
Yeah, so from this standpoint, The obvious answer, I think, would be Emmitt Smith, and I tend to lean towards the obvious answer here. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, for me growing up, I mean, they were a huge team, right? And Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman, they're at the forefront of that. I think, though, when you're defining an athlete and you're talking about some of the best to ever do it, you got to take into account how great they were in their era. Now, I can make a very, very strong argument and say that Emmitt Smith in his era was the best running back. Now, you could say, I mean, there was, there's Barry Sanders there for a while, too, as well. But I can make an argument, and I can point to stats. I can point to wins. I can point to all this, criteria and say Emmitt Smith was the greatest running back of his era. With all due respect to Dorsett, because he was a fantastic runner as well. I mean, he was more built with speed and that breakaway, the highlight, touchdown runs, if you will. But you got to keep in mind with Tony Dorsett, he played with Walter Payton. He played with Earl Campbell. He played with Marcus Allen. So when you put Dorsett next to those guys, it's hard to say, well, Dorsett was the best of his era, right? Because people are going to have something to say with Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, or Marcus Allen. So with that being said, I lean a lot more towards Emmitt Smith just because you could say at the time he was the best of his era and possibly the best Cowboy of all time.
Yeah, listen, you bring up good points. I'm not even going to really debate you on them because if you look at the numbers, see, I thought Emmitt played a longer career, a much longer career than Dorsett. Dorsett played 11 years. Emmitt Smith played 13. The disparity in yardage is like 6,000 yards.
Wow.
6,000 yards. And the touchdown disparity is, again, my eyes are going bad. Actually, Emmitt did play 15 years. My bad. 13 with the Cowboys, 2 with the Arizona Cardinals. But let's be honest, he only got about 1,000 yards with the Cardinals in those 2 years.
Sure.
And he had 11 touchdowns. But overall, he had 164 touchdowns, and Dorsett had 99. So big difference in year. Yeah, I don't think this is really even a debate. Plus, look at all the Super Bowls Emmitt won.
Yeah.
So it just was an interest. I mean, again, you could do this for days with a lot of these organizations. You could go Gale Sayers or Walter Payton, right? And then there are some organizations you can't really have a lot of these debates like this one.
No.
First of all, it's young.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't know if they've had enough of them. Like, we can't even debate quarterbacks here after 26 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to go like team to team, right? I mean, usually when we do these debates, it's like, of all time, regardless of the team. And like, the one that sticks out to me right now that I want to get your opinion on a little bit is obviously you talk about some of the GOATs, like let's say like Tom Brady. Well, where does he relate right now to Kyler Murray? It's got to be neck and neck. Now, obviously Tom Brady has a few more years of experience on Kyler Murray, but so far, I mean, hey, we'll see what we're talking about in the next 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is creeping up on Tom Brady very quickly. And by the way, this just in.
Yeah.
He's already passed him in career rushing yards.
That is true. That is true.
Man.
And by the way, I mean, obviously I had to throw him in there. I had to get the Kyler Murray bump on the show a little bit, really up the ratings, if you will. Did you see the comparison between Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson of last year right now with where both players are at, in week 10 or whatever it is?
Nah.
Murray's numbers are substantially better right now than Lamar Jackson's were last year.
Really?
Interesting fact, huh?
It is interesting because I still believe it's Murray and not Kingsbury. But are we not giving Kingsbury enough credit for having the outdoor fireplace?
It's a possibility. Real quick. So right now, the first 8 games, Lamar Jackson 2,400 yards, Kyler Murray 2,600 yards. Touchdowns, Kyler Murray 24, Lamar Jackson 17. These are passing touchdowns. Quarterback rating 77 for Kyler Murray, 73.7 for Lamar Jackson.
Interesting. And Lamar Jackson, man, falling off a little bit. No
Sure
doubt about it.
So's your fantasy team.
Will that be interesting to see about Kyler Murray? Like next year, after you dump him off your fantasy team,
Yeah.
I burn the shirt, and then nothing else, no more conversations about Kyler.
Hey, you do realize this. After this year, I'm never talking about Kyler Murray again.
Oh, I
Simple
know.
as that, yeah.
You don't have to tell me that. I know.
That's going to make you extra, man. I can't wait.
I just hope you draft Justin Fields next year.
We'll see.
Hey, a little Masters update and a look-alike question. I got one for you.
Okay.
Next on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. A few showers into early this evening, then clearing and cooler with diminishing winds, dropping to between 60 and 65. Your Friday will be mostly sunny and warm, but nice. Highs between 80 and 85. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Beard's Diamonds 40th anniversary sale. Save up to 40% off store-wide till November 30th.
What can you get done in 10 minutes? Run a mile? Maybe. Find a date online for this Friday? Easy. What about listing your home for sale? In 10 minutes? Can't be possible. With the new Instant List tool from Rex, it is. Rex Instant List allows you to value and list your home with an agent in as little as 10 minutes. With the real estate market getting hotter, time is money. Let's get started. Visit sellwithrex.com. Since 2015, Rex has provided sellers with over $23 million in savings and absolutely no sacrifice on service. Have 10 minutes to spare? Visit sellwithrex.com to get started. Or speak to a Rex agent at 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. That's 833-739-4663.
License number, Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Hi, it's Nathan from Gordon Chevy in Orange Park. Used car values are at an all-time high, and new car prices have never been lower. This is a win-win for you because you get a great deal on a new car and a great value on your trade-in. It's like all the stars are in alignment. Listen, we'd love to show you a new Chevy, and we want your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Stop in today and let us show you how good it gets. Gordon Chevy, South Orange Park, on the money-saving end of planning, or online at gordonchevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Boss, bad news. You know those ding-dong porch video cameras?
You mean the ones we love to hack?
Yeah. Well, now SafeTouch has doorbell cameras that are state-of-the-art and virtually hack-proof.
What? Hack-proof?
Yeah. Plus, they're motion-activated, and they have two-way audio so homeowners can use the app from anywhere in the world with internet and talk with whoever's at their front door.
Oh, great. And I suppose they have high-def recording, too.
And, boss, right now during the holidays, SafeTouch Security is offering these video doorbells a $229 value for only $49.
$49? Well, so much for our porch pirate days.
Boss, this could ruin the holidays.
Oh, just another reason I hate SafeTouch!
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Appliances may work on your schedule, but they quit on theirs. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we'll get your appliances back up and running in no time at all. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have repaired more than 100,000 appliances over the past 35 years, servicing Jacksonville to St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor, plus a 100% satisfaction guarantee. When your appliances quit, we're ready to get started. For quality repair at a price that's fair, visit AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
HBI, a national leader for career training in the building industry, is providing training, certification, and placement in the construction industry for veterans, their spouses, and children that are over the age of 18 at no cost. The following 2020 class dates are being offered: August 10th, September 14th, October 19th, and November 16th. For more program and class details, please call Joe Jones at 407-717-7609 or visit the website at hbi.org. That's hbi.org.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
We all know men tend to take their health for granted. Well, that has to change. Jacksonville Men's Health Coalition is hosting Man Up, a free virtual health summit this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Man Up is a collaboration with AARP to focus on improving men's health outcomes, featuring former NFL player and two-time Super Bowl champion Otis Anderson, Food Network celebrity Chef Amadeus, and comedian Jen Weeks. Free hepatitis C and HIV testing available. For more information, email healthyjacksmen@gmail.com.
During difficult times, young military families feel the impact. When a military spouse is unemployed, the whole family struggles. The Armed Services YMCA answers the call and provides food assistance to ensure military children have plenty to eat and childcare that enables military spouses to work. Now more than ever, we need your help to provide emergency relief to military families. Help now at helpymca.org.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
Notre Dame football, what the hell are we doing? There's a pandemic going on. Your president, John Jenkins, has caught COVID. How do you allow fans to storm the field?
This was on the university, 100% on the university, because kids are going to be kids. But this is on the university.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Or streaming live on the ESPN app.
Austin Lane.
The Rock, out of nowhere, buys the XFL during a pandemic, mind you, goes half in with his ex-wife. So now you're going to business with your ex-wife.
Brent Martineau.
I don't know if that's on the business advice list.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Yeah, he's got success without pressure and with pressure. So obviously he's one of the best of all time. He's still playing at an extremely high level. We played him I think in 16. I think it's the last time that we played him. The only difference is he isn't looking to run as much as he has in the past. He was always very mobile. You had to worry about that. He can still do it, but he looks to stay in the pocket and extend plays within the pocket and then takes his shots downfield.
That is Todd Wash talking about Aaron Rodgers. Be interesting to see what they deploy, right? Will they do what they did in 16? Which, you know what? They lost the game. But they lost the game on a horrible fourth down call where they couldn't gain 2 yards. They were going in to score. Their game plan, I think, against Aaron Rodgers in 16 here in Jacksonville to lead off the season, I think was a pretty effective one. Will they do that again, or do you think we'll see a different kind of defense against Aaron Rodgers this week, Austin Lane?
It's a good call. Obviously, both teams are different than what you saw back a couple years ago here in Jacksonville. You don't have that heat bearing down on the Green Bay Packer faithful. So I think we see a little bit of a difference. I do think that you see a little more of kind of the confusion kind of stuff like you saw in that we'll call it the psycho package right now until we come up with a better name, like you saw against the Texans a little bit. You just got to be careful, though. When you start blitzing Aaron Rodgers, there's nothing that he hasn't seen before, and especially with the weapons that Green Bay has. I mean, I don't care. Listen, they have a tight end by the name of Robert Tonyan. Now, I say that name, no one's going to know who that guy is. But guess what? He plays on the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, so you got to take him seriously. And this is kind of the point of everything where it's like you can't give Aaron Rodgers time, but at the same time, you got to be smart and you have to be able to communicate in your coverages because Aaron Rodgers can obviously beat you. He has that type of vision.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they employ. Here's the problem I sometimes have with these guys. Like when you play Peyton Manning and you have a young team. When you play Tom Brady and you have a younger team. When you play Aaron Rodgers and you have a younger team. I think Phillip Rivers made the Jags look silly for years because, let's be honest, quite frankly, they've had a younger team for the last 8 years, and he's absolutely killed them. What happens is I think those guys outsmart you. I think it's and by the way, Aaron Rodgers physically can just outplay you even if he's not outsmarting you. But I think he can outsmart you. And so I think that's why at times that simplistic scheme of the Jags without getting crazy this week, might be better because you can get caught doing things as you try to disguise more. You can get caught doing things that you maybe shouldn't be doing and messing it up. And a guy like Aaron Rodgers is going to see it, and bam, he's going to take advantage of it. So I actually believe this week simpler might be better for a young Jaguars defense.
I get that, but at the same time, you have to ask the question, what has simpler got you so far this season?
But have they played a guy outside of Rivers in week 1 that would even be considered in the ilk of Aaron Rodgers in terms of smarts?
No, absolutely not. But I'm just saying you played Ryan Tannehill pretty simpler, right? And to put that in quotes, how did Ryan Tannehill do? Pretty good, right? So to me, when you're playing a guy like Aaron Rodgers or the upper echelon, the top tier of NFL quarterbacks, to me, you just can't sit back and give them stuff. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I would rather go down swinging and go down blitzing and go down trying to get to Aaron Rodgers, making him feel uncomfortable, more than I would just sit back and say, all right, I'm going to trust our coverages. I'm going to trust our players. I'm going to trust, guys on Devontae Adams, guys in the backfield with Aaron Jones trying to cover him. I would much rather put the pressure under Aaron Rodgers and make him feel something than let him sit back there all day. Because we've seen in the past so far this season, when you rush forward, they haven't really got home that much.
How about this? Did you see Pro Football Talk? Someone dropped $99,000 on the Packers to beat the Jaguars at minus 1,100 odds.
Yeah.
A potential payout of $9K.
Yeah, I know. I had to take out a loan to do that, but I'm pretty confident. What's up?
Talk about the Big Short.
No, that's no kidding, man. Listen, I mean, that's I don't know. I mean, those type of bets right there, I just kind of scoff at a little bit just because this is the NFL and crazier things have happened. And to put that much, and maybe the person who made the bet, I'm sure if you're betting that much money on a heavy favorite like that, you're not really worried about your money in the first place, right? So I'm sure they're okay there. But man, that's aggressive to say the least.
I cannot. I would imagine if you're betting $99,000 on something that doesn't really matter, I would think. Especially at this time, like especially this time of the week, right? You're kind of like, hey, I'm doing this anyway. I don't care, whatever. I'm throwing out there. I think if you're betting that on like Sunday morning, you might have a real problem and you're trying to save your mortgage, right?
Sure.
Which is very bad.
Yeah.
But can you just imagine watching a game that you had $99,000 riding on?
Dude, I get stressed out when it's like $10. Like, I mean, I can't even have like my wife. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just shaking, and my wife's like, "Everything okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's all good, no big deal. $10, $10, like that's where I'm at with $10. I can't imagine $99,000 or whatever. There's no way, because because it's out of your control. Like it would be something like if you, in my opinion. It would be one thing if you take it like to like a poker tournament or something like that. Like the World Series of Poker. I mean, that costs a lot to get into, I feel like. Like, that's one thing, because like, your destiny is kind of in your hands. Now, there's luck involved, obviously, but it's in your hands. And while it's in your hands, obviously, of what bet you place in terms of the Packers or the Jaguars, let's say, at the end of the day, you're going to watch a bunch of guys that you don't even know on a TV screen and hope that they're going to win. That's crazy. That's nuts to me.
Yeah, that is absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
Now, with that being said, when my son starts playing middle school sports or high school sports, well, then, yeah, maybe I open up my own little bookie-making thing here and I start taking bets. I'm just kidding. But I start taking some bets on high school sports. Well, then maybe I do it because at least it's my son. But I'm not going to do that with strangers.
Hey, would you have – we would have, right? My question right now to everybody is, would you have made the trip to Lambeau Field this week? See, this is one that's been circled for a while. This, just from a personal standpoint, obviously you're from up there. I want to go – I've got a reserved spot at the Pickle waiting for me. We were going to go probably bring our show up either like today, tomorrow, Saturday, and then be there Saturday, Sunday. Or we might have done it like go up Saturday, Sunday, and do the show Monday, Tuesday, because I've got high school football and everything.
Well, forget the age. Let's just cover Wisconsin high school football for a week.
We could.
They'll love to have you.
Yeah, they would love that. And we could do it in the snow, maybe.
Exactly.
But this is a week that I think a lot of people were looking forward to. This is why, I mean, I don't say this is why you're a season ticket holder of the Jags. That doesn't make any sense. But this is why you're a fan of a team. Like when you can, and this is why you like to go on a road trip or two. This is one we probably would have brought the family to.
Yep.
We've been doing that a little bit over the Arizona and Indianapolis we did a couple of years back. So this is a bummer. Like this is actually, to me, this is the one thing that actually has bummed me out from a sports perspective in the pandemic. Like, listen, I'm not at the Masters this week. That's fine. I've been to them, and hopefully we'll be back in April or beyond. We'll see.
Yep.
The players got stopped. That was a bummer at the time because everything had just stopped. There's a lot of different things I could point to. But this, for me, would have been the last stadium I needed to go to check them all off, with the exception of the new L.A. stadium and the Vegas stadium that just opened this year. So it was kind of selfishly, I was like, hey, that's going to be cool. And by the way, who doesn't want to go to Lambeau Field? I mean, I've been to the old Yankee Stadium, Wrigley, and Fenway, and that's part of sports, man. You don't get many venues like that. Been to Cameron Indoor, the old Boston Garden, Notre Dame. I mean, this is the place. And so it's a bummer that I can't go, bummer that we can't go. But really a bummer for a lot of fans that they would have made this trip up and paid top dollar to go get a seat inside Lambeau Field.
Yeah, listen, it's a bummer for a lot of reasons. Obviously, I want to take you back home. We were going to go to the 40. We could have went to the Pickle. I could have taken you to my grandma's house. You would had some lutefisk for the first time and washed your face as you eat that. I took you to my grandpa's cabin. We hung out with like 10,000 bees. You get to see what that feels like. Went back to my high school a little bit. Like there's a bunch of things that obviously you and I would have enjoyed. Obviously, we can't swing that now, and unfortunately, hopefully, we're still doing this show 8 years from now, whenever it's going to be. We can do it again. You know, it's hard to think that far in advance, but hopefully, we're still around and we're still kicking. But with that being said, from a broader perspective, if you will, like listen. There's a reason why I'm in Jacksonville still, right? There's a reason why this is my home base now. It's because the people here. And I love playing for the Jaguars. I love the fan base. I've been lucky enough to tailgate a couple times with, those diehard fans, and I had a blast. But when you're talking about, the historic Lambeau Field, and the stadium is fantastic. And, you can still almost like see and hear just like the sounds of yesteryear echoing through that stadium. It's just it's the frozen tundra. It's the hallowed ground of football, if you will. But what I'm more bummed about for Jaguars fans is that they don't get to experience the tailgating portion, right? Because like, listen, when I went to the playoff game against the Bills, like it was high intensity. Bills fans giving middle fingers, like you didn't like each other. But the cool thing about the Midwest, more specifically at Lambeau Field, is that regardless if you're wearing teal and black or you're wearing green and gold, like everyone is under the same camaraderie and everyone gets treated the same. So like if you're a Jaguars fan and you're walking through the parking lot and you got nowhere else to really be, I guarantee a Packer fan would grab you and say, hey man, you want a brat? You want a beer? Do you want to do a paint stick? You want a beer bong? What do you want? Because that environment, it's all about drinking, being merry, and sharing camaraderie. While most NFL teams, it's more about, like our team's better than yours, yada, yada, yada. Like, listen, no one's going to be intimidated by the Jacksonville Jaguars, even in Green Bay. So it's more of just like the social setting, having fun, and sharing a couple brewskis, if you will. And I'm just mad that Jaguars fans don't get an opportunity to experience that.
Yeah, and by the way, part of it to me is, I loved when they scheduled this game initially in November because I was like, okay, maybe some cold weather. Like, yeah. I don't need to go to Green Bay in September. It's probably great, but I want the whole experience, right?
Yeah.
And so November, December, that's fine. I know it probably wouldn't help the Jags, but it's still that's kind of the way you need to see Lambeau. Now, I don't need it to be 20 below, but, I mean, a little chill in the air is okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the weather forecast for Sunday. 39 degrees, the high, 28 for the low, so it's going to be chilly. And most of that's rain, although it looks like there's a chance of a snowflake or two.
Fingers crossed.
Depending on how hot it is in the afternoon. So we'll see. They could get a little bit of that. But really the bummer of the season and bummer of the pandemic when it comes to sports, if I'm being selfish about it, is not being able to go to Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Of all the things that have happened, there's been a lot of sports interruptions.
Yeah.
But really this would have been a cool thing to go. So we'll have to do it another time, and I'm not sure we're going to wait 8 years to do it.
Well, listen, I mean, maybe we have to wait 8 years for it, but what I'm going to say is you better make sure that your body's still intact because your liver is going to be taking a beating when we go to Lambeau Field because you are doing a paint stick, and you will eat about 10 bratwursts.
Well, the brats are no problem.
The paint stick's another experience, though.
Yeah, that might be an issue. Depending, we better get it in within the next 5 years.
I'm going to have you have to sign like a waiver or something like that.
Yeah, I'll be wearing 2 pullovers and Skechers there in the snow in Green Bay. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL, or visit philhasthebuyer.com.
Diamonds Direct's doing something we've never done before. 7-day store-wide event. % off and more. Virtually every next week. November 16th through the 20th is the holiday sale. Everyone waits a whole new level for 2020. Get 20% off designer and jewelry, all eternity day, earrings, bracelets, their selection, lowest prices, special incentive, an extraordinary sale for an extraordinary year. November 16th through 22nd only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Townsend Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
What can you get done in 10 minutes? Run a mile? Maybe. Find a date online for this Friday? Easy. What about listing your home for sale? In 10 minutes? Can't be possible. With the new Instant List tool from Rex, it is. Rex Instant List allows you to value and list your home with an agent in as little as 10 minutes. With the real estate market getting hotter, time is money. Let's get started. Visit sellwithrex.com. Since 2015, Rex has provided sellers with over $23 million in savings and absolutely no sacrifice on service. Have 10 minutes to spare? Visit sellwithrex.com to get started. Or speak to a Rex agent at 833-739-4663. 833-739-4663. That's 833-739-4663.
License number Florida CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs and make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Nathan from Gordon Chevy in Orange Park here with some great news for all the veterans. The Chevy Military Discount, that's a fixed discounted price on all new Chevys, is now available for every active retired and now eligible military veteran. It's the same price the Chevy suppliers get, no negotiation needed, just a great deal up front. It can't be any easier. Come pick out a new Chevy today and get a deal. Gordon Chevy on the money saving end of Blanding in Orange Park or GordonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliance is breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
ESPN 690, the home of the Florida State Seminoles in Jacksonville.
Duke goes down to defeat Florida State 79. Duke 74.
Basket lays. Oh, it drops. It drops with 1.8 seconds to go.
Here's the snap. Winston rolling right. Throws the pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught.
You'll hear Knowles football and men's basketball right here on ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio and the Florida State Seminoles.
everybody. This is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. But if you can't catch it, or if you want to go back and listen again, check out the Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 podcast. Just search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
People are starting to understand that it's not just about me being quirky and doing things in my own way. It's about the process of trying to be better each and every day. And that's what I hope people can understand, is that it's not necessarily just about me being different or trying different things. It's about me going through a process that will tell me if I'm doing the right thing or not. You know, if I go down a road and it doesn't work, I'll pull myself back out and try something else. And I think that's what hopefully can inspire a lot of people to say, you know what, I got to think about this hopefully in a new way and try and be as good as I possibly can to do my best each and every day. And if something fails and something's wrong, I pull myself back out and I try something else that'll make me better in whatever field it is.
That is Bryson DeChambeau, I'm assuming.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I was thinking of this today, all right? Bryson DeChambeau, 2 under par. He had some troubles early on in his round. Everybody thinks he's like the favorite. He's going to bomb it over trees. He's going to hit 400-yard drives. He's got everybody amped up. And you know what? He actually recovered nicely after a very slow start. Made a 7 on the 13th hole. And so he's 2 under par. He's right in the middle of it. I mean, although the lead is Paul Casey. We'll get to him in a minute at 7 under. 5 unders in second place. Nobody's at 6. The only guy out on the course at 5 under is Justin Thomas through 10. A bunch of people, including Tiger Woods, at 4 under par. Tiger with a fantastic round. First bogey-free round in a major in his last 106 rounds of a major. That's incredible to think about it like that. First bogey-free opening round ever at the Masters, and only the second time he's been under 70 in the opening round of them. It was that good for Tiger Woods, who did not come in here thinking, at least from my point of view, that he'd really contend or have this type of round in him. So we'll see if he can continue it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I was thinking of this with watching DeChambeau. Is there a more unusual-looking star in sports or good? I don't know if, DeChambeau's, I don't know if he's a star. I wrestle with DeChambeau. He's so quirky, which isn't bad all the time, but he doesn't feel very cool to me. Like, Tiger's cool, right? Jordan Spieth, it was pretty cool. Ricky Fowler's cool. Brooks Koepka's kind of cool if you like him. He's polarizing a bit, but if you like him. I just don't see cool in DeChambeau, and I don't know how I feel about him. But I know this, because he's built his body up, he looks weird. Like, he just looks odd as like this great athlete and great player in the game of golf right now.
Hey, you know what's cool? Walking into a clubhouse looks like you can beat everybody up. That's cool to me. And I think Bryson DeChambeau is cool, and we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, because it's the fact that he doesn't look like anybody else. Like, this guy literally changed his body, put on some muscle mass, put on some size, and now all of a sudden you're different. Like, you don't look like anybody else. And people can gravitate towards that, especially, I think, in the sport of golf, where a lot of guys do look the same, right? A lot of guys have the same kind of swing, or at least to the casual fan, have the same kind of swing and all this stuff. So in golf, more than maybe any other sport, you have to find ways to set yourself apart. And one of those ways is appearance. And I think, obviously, Bryson DeChambeau has done a fantastic job. Chef's kiss of doing that. So I think that he is cool just because he's different. He's new. He's refreshing. Now he has to have the skills to back it up. He has to win the big one, because then it shows that it was all worth it.
Listen, looks aren't everything. I understand that. But our athletes look good. All right? LeBron James looks like a machine built him.
Sure.
You know, Tiger Woods, he's not really that big in person, but on TV, when he came out with the shirts and he was hitting the weight room, you know, he looked like he was a monster.
Yeah, but Brent, Tom Brady. Come on, man. Tom Brady.
Hey, listen, it's fair to say that, but
Tom Brady looks like my 5-year-old son. Like, they have exactly the same body structure.
Tom
Exactly
Brady
the same
looks
thing.
like that with his shirt off because of Michigan. Tom Brady doesn't necessarily look like that in a uniform. He looks super fit. He's 43 years old, I think, and his face looks chiseled. And he's got hands the size of, a planet.
First of all, he wears a helmet, so I don't care what his face looks like. I'm just talking about how he's put together. And no, I played football with him before. He's not an intimidating factor by any means.
Yeah, but you get my point. DeChambeau doesn't look like he built his body, but it looks goofy. He still looks like he's got a pillow in his shirt.
Brent. See, this is why you're just not in on it, man. All right? Dad bodies, still big right now. Bryson DeChambeau, the ultimate dad bod. Can you imagine that if a
Skechers
dad bod,
endorsement?
Well, Kuz, I'm trying to help him out. I'm not trying to do him a disservice here. But with that being said, imagine putting the green jacket on for the first time on a dad bod. That would break the internet, okay? So I'm for it. I'm for the dad bod. And if he puts that green jacket on, Brent, we're talking a new echelon of golfing stratosphere.
Kuz, I promise we'll get to a little NBA tomorrow. I was going to do some here, but this is more important. Do I look like Paul Casey, who's in the lead at the Masters? Can you put up the picture?
I gotta find. I gotta Google him real quick. Hang on.
Well, you can look on our feed. Kuz put a picture.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Google him real quick. Oh, he's got a great smile. So does Brent Martineau. Ah, yeah, I can see it a little bit.
My friend Martin Buckley from Palm Beach
Autographs.
Autographs.
Man, I love Martin.
He texted me just a little bit ago, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're off to a great start." I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
And he said, we're proud of you and pulling for you.
It's the smile, man. I'm telling you, it's the smile. Because as I'm staring at your caricature right now, whatever that word is, right across from me, you got a big set of teeth, man. You show them off, and I appreciate that. So does Paul Casey.
Paul Casey smiling tonight, that's for sure. He's 7 under par, 2-shot lead at the Masters.
Do you have some kind of like teeth endorsement, Brent, like some kind of like dentist endorsement? Because you really should, man. You have a great set of chompers. You really do.
Thanks. Dentist, give me a call.
Did you have braces back as a kid?
I did have braces.
I know, man. Oh, the pain for those, right?
You're looking at my caricature. My teeth are much better looking in the caricature than they are.
I don't know, man. I mean, you got a great smile. Don't be ashamed of that.
Computer generated. All right, that will do it for Thursday edition Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. We'll do it again tomorrow. What will happen at the Masters tomorrow? We'll get you set for Jags and Packers a little bit more. Coming up tonight, Jaguars All Access, 7 o'clock on Fox 30. I will not be there. Ashlyn Sullivan jumping in on that show with Jeff Logman. Josh Allen will join us as well. So Jaguars All Access coming up 7 o'clock on Fox 30. Live, local, loud, up next right here on ESPN 690. Have a good night.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Join ESPN 690 in Shopping the 904. When you help businesses here on the First Coast, you're really helping all of us. And it keeps